Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Saturday! I'm sorry I'm late. I had a last minute wardrobe catastrophe where I got hot sauce on my favorite shirt. It's okay. It's sitting with some stain remover on it, and then if it really comes to it, it's a white shirt, so I could bleach it. How you guys doing? Hi Hazel. Hi chat. Fyrakk 531 with a 34-month resub. Good morning. Good morning. Hi Queen. Oh, royal morning indeed. On a hot sauce. This was Cholula. It is the favorite. It's also the most expensive here in Canada. So I alternate with Cholula and then Tapatio and then Sriracha. And then I also got a little thing of just like regular Tabasco. Partly because I wanted it to put on pizza and partly because the tiny bottle was just so stinking cute. And I don't use very much of it, so I figured that tiny bottle will probably last a long time. Wife is seriously considered getting adult bibs. Hope the Sriracha shortage ends soon. I don't know, I found some. It was pretty reasonable. Maybe I'm missing something. Sometimes I can hear a joke whooshing over my head. I don't know. I got nothing. Grow my own peppers. Make my own sauce. There you go. What kind of peppers are you growing? I used to grow some peppers. I'm trying to grow peppers right now, but I have, I know it's doomed to fail. I have like no sunshine. They like sun and they don't like not sun is the thing that I learned about growing peppers. The tomato might make it though. Habaneros, ghost. Oh yeah. You're in business. You're in serious business. That's too spicy for me. Today, I'm not going to do any keys on stream because I'm going to do keys after stream, and there's only so many keys a girl can do before she doesn't want to do keys anymore. So I have some stuff that I can craft. Honestly, I could craft all day. I won't, probably, but I could. I sold everything I crafted yesterday, and I spent a good chunk of time crafting yesterday. And it's kind of one of those things that it's like, if you can make gold, why not? You know, except the why not is that because even with all the crafting speed in the world, if you're making thousands and thousands of things, you still have to kind of like let it run for a long time. And there are other things that I can do this morning. I have three more Nighthold skips available that I can do, so we can go try for the Gul'dan mounts. Nice and easy. I have I don't know if I'll do this on stream today, but I have a druid that is basically all set up and shiny and ready to go in shuffle that hasn't been into shuffle yet. I'm not in the mood for that. I'll tell you right now, that's not happening. It's not today. Today is not the shuffle day. Oh, I felt it when I said it. Yeah, why? All right. Let's do a bunch of that too. Primal Convergent, actually, even just on its own. Am I selling any? Yeah, no, I'm out of Primal Convergent. Let's just do a batch of that too. We won't go crazy. We'll do like 300, you know, just so it can be done in a somewhat reasonable amount of time. So there's earth. Air. I've been doing pretty well making these batches of elemental potions of power by first making my own Convergent and Omnium Draconis whenever it's profitable. And it's great gold, except that it just takes a really long time. It's a not insignificant amount of crafting. I'd probably be smarter for me to just to buy the stuff to make the thing, but you know, you make gold at every step along the way, and then you get to sell the extra gold quality ones, and I don't know. It's fun. I got 7 minutes left on that. That should be hopefully enough to do 300 of these guys. Have some coffee. Aloha from Kauai. Kauai. Healing solo shuffles carcinogenic. Sometimes I'm in the mood for it. I didn't make any of those. I bought the stuff to make these. There we go. Sometimes I had a great deal of fun. I had good times with it last season. I can't remember why now. Apparently in 10.1.5 they're going to bribe me. Apparently they're going to up the healer bribes to try to make the queue times better, I suppose. But as a healer, I take chocolates, I take flowers, I take house down payments. Queue times are great, at least. Shadow Priest, level 441. That's very good. That's very good. Wait. I don't know anything about BG damage numbers. Your item level's great, though. Oh, jeez. Coffee good. Coffee good. What was the deal this morning? I didn't want to get out of bed because I'd had a terrible dream, and I felt the need to finish processing all of my scaredy feelings before I got out of bed because I didn't want to be just like jumping at weird sounds going about my day. Despite how irrational your dreams might be, sometimes you have a scary dream, and I guess I needed time to shake it off. I probably could have shaken it off on the run. Bloody token quest so hard to find this season. I don't know. Go to Mechagon, chill waiting for spawns. If only I could craft while waiting for Mechagon spawns. That would be the real dream if I could. I mean, there's probably some kind of... There are portable alchemy tables, actually, I think. But if you could, without having to use anything extra or special, you just have like a static mailbox, a static auction house, little alchemy table, and you're just cranking out goods while waiting for Rust Feather to spawn. I'm aiming for 5 million gold. That's what I'm working towards. I have never really had much more than 5 mil, because the only time I ever had 5 mil, I spent it immediately and at once to buy the Brutosaur back in BFA, and I've never had as much since. So it's a little milestone. It's really gripping gameplay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's engaging. I'm super into it. I find myself checking back into this and putting it on while I'm doing other stuff and like wondering what the prices are like at odd hours, which is how I know I'm into it. But the actual process of making a bunch of stuff is very hands-off. Leveling my Volpera Warrior through BFA. Been selling all the ore and herbs, pick while playing. Not a lot, but it helps out. Some expansions are better than others for that. I'm curious as to which. I know that Mists of Pandaria sometimes is decent because people still buy Ghost Iron. Although the herbs in Mop are worth basically nothing. Mediocrity Squared, thank you for the 13-month resub. That actually reminds me of the other thing that I was thinking about doing today. Because we got a long stream. It's Saturday. I'm not going anywhere in a hurry. And I kind of want to mess around with just leveling that hunter I was working on. She's level 63, so she's leveling in the Dragon Isles. She's got lots of rested, so it should go pretty smoothly. She's at that point, I got her to Valdrakken and I thought that was a good idea, but she's at that point where I've gotten kind of overwhelmed with how many different places I could go and quest. It doesn't matter where you go and quest. It doesn't matter. It's all good. You can do side quests, you can do main quests, you can do any of the zones. It's all perfectly good questing and leveling. But the options paralyze me. Do I raid Heroic and Mythic? Just Heroic, not Mythic. We clear Normal, which we did already, which was weird. We'll continue to farm Normal to get people tier set bonuses, but the main thing that we're working on is Heroic. We're progressing on Heroic Skarn. Choice paralysis. I have really, really aggressive choice paralysis recently. I can't decide anything. I need to just embrace the mental dartboard method of just, if it's this close, and you know it doesn't matter, and that's why it's so close, then just pick anything at random and stop thinking about it, which is easier said than done. But I think I get hung up on trying to make the best choice, and I just need to remind myself that if I am this torn between two things, I have probably thought through the ramifications, and either one would be fine, so just eeny, meeny, miny, moe that thing. Waiting for new blacksmith patterns in line with new gear specs. Love crafting, just don't get the orders. Crafting orders seems like a rough game to play. I opted right out of that by leaning into alchemy because I didn't want to have to talk to people or, be in trade chat. I do have to do my Snaily, that's true. Is it a good one today? It's not broken? I'm hoping that they don't do another broken one. That would be a bummer. I'm hoping that they either fix it or just make it not happen for a bit. Not broken, that's what we love to hear. Okay, I will throw these up and then I'll consider that to be a perfectly good morning crafting. Why is that so high? Are one of these really high? 390, 380. Yeah, convergence inflated for some reason. As long as I can sell it, it's fine by me. I'll just post it at normal price for now and I'll see if I get any bites. I want to We'll go do the Snaily first, and then maybe some Nighthold runs. Seems like a nice way to start the day. And then, yeah, it occurred to me that the Niffen rep is not that long. I was kind of going back and forth over whether or not I wanted to put more effort into... I was going back and forth on whether I wanted to put more effort into doing the little clinking bag things, because they do give Niffen rep, and they also give these unearthed coins that you can trade for coveted baubles that you can then trade for mounts and stuff. Oh no. So I was thinking about doing more of them, but I don't really like them that much. And I also get the coins from doing weekly stuff like Sniff and Seeking and the Researchers Under Fire. And it seems like you get plenty of rep from doing the weekly stuff, such as Sniff and Seeking and Researchers Under Fire. I think that it is pretty safe for a casual Niffen enjoyer who wants to get all the mounts and stuff, but like eventually and not in a big hurry. I think it's pretty safe to just chill. I'm not gonna worry too much. Oh, is that? No, it's not. I can never catch. They must have done it already. I must have just missed it. I can never catch the Delver. Is it Delver Marde? There's one more Zeralek Caverns Tamer that I haven't done, and it's for my Family Battler. And I know that I don't need the World Quest to be up to do Family Battler. I could just go find him, look up the coordinates, run the fight 10 times. But for whatever reason in my brain, I want to do it when the World Quest is up. I don't know if I just really want to get the one dose of like pet charms or upgrades to win that badly. I don't know what my problem is. But I've been waiting to find the last one that I needed up. It's either Delvert or Marde. I don't remember which one. And I can never catch that last one. So I still don't have... oh, what's it called? Not Rupert. Maybe Rupert. There's a pet. It was bugged for a bit, but they've fixed it now, so it should be correctly granted when you do the Zeralek Family Battler achievement. I could do that, but not today. Not today. Use my dice all the time. Convosed a piano sonata with a D12. Oh, that's cute. That's a good idea. I don't need any more things for my desk. I have all kinds of little gadgets and gizmos and fidgets, and I have like just stuff on my desk to help me cope with my life. And I don't need, you know what I could do? It doesn't even have to be a dice. It could be a coin. I guess I'm on a computer. I can always just do a digital dice roller coin flip, but where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Okay. Or maybe I'll get some manuscripts here. I'm getting distracted by the dragon races, but that's okay. They're good gold. You know, it's gold we get to keep. Oh, did I fly past? I flew past an herb. I want to make sure I overload a lambent one. I don't actually know if it's worth it. I haven't mathed out recently since the Glowspore price crash whether it's more valuable to overload a lambent node versus a Titan touched one. I haven't really mathed that out. I've just been doing the mushrooms because it's mushroom season. Love little Niffen things they say. Oh man. Did a bit of week 1, nothing since. Got back from a terrible vacation. Thinking might unlock Needle Dragon, maybe try to do a key or two later today. You'll have a good day. I'm sorry your vacation wasn't so good. Sometimes the forces that be don't line up for time off. That's always the worst too, when it's like something that you had to like take time off for, and it's just not a good time. We're heading back up here. Let's do another one. Maybe we'll get a manuscript. I'm not going to get all the manuscripts, but I'll have some of them. I feel like it's going to be very similar to my performance with soul shapes, in that I'll probably end up with like 60% of them just by doing things, and then if there's anything really cool, but I don't know. I feel like my drakes look cool enough. I get on them and I go, yeah, dragon. I don't go, yeah, dragon, but if only I had those different horns, then I would truly be the celebrity of the Waking Shores. Doesn't really keep me up at night. Okay. Why not get them all? Because it doesn't... because I don't really want to. It's more or less the reason I do or don't do anything in game is either I felt like it or I didn't feel like it. It's the beautiful thing about video games. There's just lots of things in life where you kind of have to do stuff whether you feel like it or not. I think the reason that we play games, or at least one of the reasons I play games, is it's a world where you can do whatever you want. And then if you don't want it, then that's fine. There's really nothing forcing you to do it. I want to not do that, to not do that. I want to do the Snail daily. Should I do this too? I did the other world quests. No, I didn't. There's 2 more of them. They've got a couple days left on them, don't they? How fussed am I about doing Niffen world quests? Oh, you know what? A little bit, because it's World Quest bonus week, actually. We're getting bonus Niffen rep for doing these. So, yeah, maybe. Maybe we will. I did pick up, I was pretty sure, I picked up the weekly. I thought. I hope. I hope I didn't pick it up on the wrong character. Let me see. Suggested content. Because it's World Quest bonus week, I thought. So there would be a... Oh boy. I must have it. Or maybe I did it already. Doesn't sound like me. Did I do it already? I musta, because I don't see it. And I've been doing world quests. Is it still World Quest bonus week even? It is still World Quest bonus week. Okay, we are still getting extra reputation from world quests. I'm losing my marbles. Alright, we'll just do them while it's up. Anything in particular you're excited about unlocking? I get the Beatles. I get Rango and Polly with the next renown, I think. I think I'm at 13. Oh no, at 15. So I need 2 more renown to get the Beatles. I mean, maybe the tools. I was kind of hoping that there would be more Niffen-themed transmog items. And there are digging tools, so I guess I'm looking forward to that. But I was hoping that there would be more of them. The fact that they had a transmog set, and then it was like a dragon-themed transmog set. That's what I did the Valdrakken Accord for. I want mole clothes. I don't know what they wear. I haven't looked that closely, but I want some of the finest fashions Loam has to offer. Get the giant hat. All right, let's shine some of the stuff up. It is a good hat. Yay, Cracker, thank you for the 31-month resub. But yeah, the Niffen rep, for whatever reason to me, is not, there's nothing wrong with it. I was a little underwhelmed, and I don't know why. I think usually underwhelming is a matter of expectations mismatch, and I don't know what I was expecting. But it's fine. It's perfectly reasonable. I don't know. All right. Coffee. They focus on perfume and cologne. Do they wear shirts? Are there just a bunch of topless Niffen and I haven't noticed that they're partying out here? Hi, Hazel. Floyd here now. Hello. How you doing? Howdy. I had to resist the urge to salute. I don't know why. Oh, that is a big snail. We need... Oh, yeah, you. If the rewards aren't to your interest, be underwhelming. Don't know what the general community response has been. I think, and I'm also out of touch. The only community that I really read anything from is this one, is you guys. I think that people generally like the voice acting and the characters, and the people we've met and the stories that we've seen from the questing of the Niffen. I think that's been well received. The actual process of grinding the rep and then the rewards that come with it, I think are a little less popular. I think some people like me find the world quest a bit confusing sometimes. And just kind of sorting out what exactly you need to do for rep, and then it's only like a 20 level rep and it's got, I don't know, some stuff. The profession knowledge was nice, actually. Been a while, love your hair. Why, thank you. I was, nope, there's no end to that sentence. Let's go on. Cave entrance found. One day I'm going to finish those side quests that I've been carrying around, and I'm probably going to be already finished. Well, actually, if I finish the Niffen rep, then maybe I'll never finish those side quests that I'm carrying around. I guess if I want to do it, I should probably do it before I get Renown 20 with the Niffen, because I don't want to give up on them forever. You know, Sharpbeak has been hungry. Sharpbeak is clinging to life with the scrap of cracker crumb that he found in his backpack. Sharpbeak is not okay. The rest of us are too injured. Oh, and also I guess people have been injured for a while. I did some of it. I got busy. I had several 100,000, tepid Versa files to make. Have I already used your 2 sparks? Yeah, I recrafted my... I actually did something this time. I recrafted my Venom Stompers to get them to the new, basically Shadow Flame. I need to do it again, not with the new spark, but just with like an aspect crest thingy when I get enough aspect crest, because they're 424 and I would like for them to be 447. So that was spark 1, but I just needed to do it ASAP because they were 408 and it was not fun. Secondly, I spent my second spark on my Adaptive Dracothist arm guards, which were very expensive, thank you very much, but they're very good. It's a good throughput item for me, and I did scrape up an aspects crest for that, so those are 447. So it's nice to have like one of my patch bis pieces just kind of sorted out and settled. After that, it gets kind of tricky, because those are like my 2 embellished slots done. And I don't need another spark to recraft the boots, I just need another item level thingy, like the enchanted crest. So my next spark, I'm kind of thinking of getting my belt recrafted, because I've got my flavor pocket on my belt, and it's got, nice yummy stats and whatever, plus it's not a tier slot. So I was kind of thinking of getting that recrafted with my 3rd spark. So it's not like an embellish, but just to bump it up so I don't feel bad about continuing to hold on to my... whatchamacallit? My flavor pocket. I use my flavor pocket. I love my flavor pocket. Is this Lambent? No, it's regular Rye the Bark. Also, apparently, I got a clinking dirt-covered pouch. It's a one for... Yeah, if they had more than 1 coin in them, I might do those things more often. Shark bait. Ooh. Got stuck on the dragon that flies you down to Caverns of Time. Had to use the unstuck me, please. Oh, jeez. Any hijinks? I'm in the mood for hijinks. What would you qualify as hijinks? I was thinking of going and pranking Gul'dan in Nighthold by killing him. It's kind of hijinksy. Is this an herb? It is, but it's not a good one. I mean, sorry. It's beautiful. It's a lovely flower. We will pick it. Blue or purple? 8 coins from the purple ones. Yeah, there's some lockout logic behind them. I don't know. How many coins do I have? I have 117 coins, and I feel like a lot of them have to have been from weekly stuff, because I really haven't done that many of the clinking thingies. I've done some of them, and I have on occasion done the purple ones. But yeah, the blue ones seem pretty straight up not worth it. Lambent. Okay, good. So I'm going to overload it and then pick it while the thing spawns, just in case it despawns, because I'm getting glow spores. They're not worth as much as a awakened order or like a rousing order even, but you get more of them, I think. I don't know exactly how many you get. I guess I could try and count. I had some already, so that makes it a bit uncomfortable. What's going on here? Is this that event? Glimmer of fish before it's gone? Yeah, it is. Well, I guess if I'm right here. 0 of 1. What do you mean 0 of 1? I have 3. That's unclear. I love these things. They're so spooky. Morning. Good morning. 500. I thought it was 550. Maybe my math was wrong. Or maybe I'm counting a pet too. There might be a pet. That might be the thing. But yeah, if I have like 100 and something already and I've barely done anything, that makes me think that I can just kind of get away with being lazy and only doing weeklies. 0. What do you mean 0 of 1? 7 of 9? All except for the Jarden ones. I think that if I was spending... Oh no, that works. I think if I was spending more time in the caverns just in general, I don't really mind doing them on a flyby. But I don't know if I would come out here or like use a week or to try to clear all of them. Maybe that's just me being grumpy. Hi, kitty cat. You're the household emotional expert. Is Hazel just cranky? Am I just a grumpy pants? Is that my problem? Hi. What about you? Are you cranky? Got some purge. Hi. Glimmerock. Snail dailies. Where are we at? As a group, you collect 50. Oh. Wow, the game really does not tell you that, huh? Meow twice if Mom's grumpy. Hey. Mom was grumpy last night. Sometimes you're just in a mood. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. I want... What do I want? This one. Yeah. What are we doing today? Round up some snails that could use purpose in their lives. Slick needs a fan club. Fantastic. Okay. They've given me a net. Have they given me a location? Yeah, they have. Grump in the news video? Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. The only time you get emotional variations in the news video is if I'm really sleep deprived and I just get loopy. I've been sleeping pretty good. I've been actually getting to bed at like nighttime. It's been nice. It helps that I'm in the, what is it, the 4th Dune book now? I'm reading the 4th one, and I like it so much better than the last 2. It's gotten real weird, and I'm here, real weird in like a more traditionally classic novel structure sense. It's less philosophical musings and more like things happening, which as a paper brain, I appreciate that. Plus, the God Emperor Leto is just a really interesting character. Went to bed yesterday when it was still kind of light out. Just really long days. Real late here now. Yeah. That's responsible. I have a hard time doing that. I used to have to do that for school because when you have to get up, I guess there's reasons other than school people might get up, but if you got to get up real early, then you need your sleep. Okay. How am I determining that these snails need purpose in their lives? I guess it's because their name is Aimless Snail, but like, do we interview them? Okay, hey, how do you feel like it's going? You know, what are your goals? Are you invested in them? Not many books have a few millennia time skip. And it's really interesting, too, because I don't know, it's very interesting in contrast to the first couple of novels. And it makes the 3rd book feel a lot more worth it. The 2nd book was all right, but the 3rd one was... It made more sense now in context of the 4th one. Now I'm bummed out that it's another one of those situations where someone else had to finish the series because the original author died. I don't know what the moral of the story is. Write while you're young, I suppose. I wouldn't be a good recruiter for the witnesses or something. Yeah, that's yeah, no. Generally, soliciting in public would not be a good... I wouldn't be a good... You get people here that are kind of soliciting for like charity drives, and no matter how good the cause is, I don't. That's an uncomfortable exchange from either side of the thing. I mean, I guess there's lots of snails, but some of these snails, you know, they're going somewhere in their lives. They're fulfilled. They're happy. They've got goals. They're making progress. You know, they're spending enough time with their family and friends. They're eating balanced snail diets. I need the snail degenerates. Hi, you're aimless. You're also very small. Hey, it showed up. I lay with a 3-month resub. Correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you very much. Do I PvP? A little bit sometimes. Just 2s and 3s, no battlegrounds. I play Resto Druid. To a greater or lesser extent. There really aren't that many aimless snails. I guess that's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing for the snails. Alrighty. Wow, this snail is actually taking me a long time. Am I lost? No, I'm in the area. We're in the range. Katie, you're good? You're just grooming. Maybe they're only aimless because they're so small that they can't work on their goals yet. You know, they have this like intermediary period where they're brilliant young snail people on the inside, but nobody takes their tiny little, you know, infant snail bodies seriously, and they have to wait until they get big and strong before they can actually head out and start doing things. So they need a fan club to join to kind of kill time in their teenage snail years before they're allowed to enter the snail workforce and achieve glory. Like Big Slick, of course. And there's a bubble poppy over there. Do I enjoy playing as a healer? Yeah, I really do. I really do. I've been a DPS main before, not in PvP, but I've been a DPS main before in PvE. And I can see the appeal, and I can do okay at it if I work hard. It's just not the same though. There's something about healing that's just so fun for me, and I'm real happy to be doing it. Any plans to go back and get the last 2 garrison invasion mans? Plans is a strong word. I don't plan against it. I'm not planning for it. I'm not in a big hurry. It doesn't bother me that I don't have them, I think. Voker Healing has clicked with you too. I'm a little nervous about making sure that season 2 of Voker Healing clicks with me. I've been getting myself into trouble with this set bonus, piecing together these big Spirit Bloom booms, because I'll be putting out a bunch of echoes, but I'll do it too early, and then I'll have like another 6 seconds before I can Spirit Bloom, and I'll just be looking around watching everybody die, being like, I can't press any heals yet. I'm sorry. I'm saving these echoes for Spirit Bloom. And I need to get more used to the timings. Do some more in between spells. Neat. Okay. We did my Snail. How many more days left? 5? 4? 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 more days. I was going to count days in the calendar, but then I thought, well, who am I to say that I'm definitely going to log on and do these on Monday, Tuesday? Hello. You're very cute. How'd you get to be such a cute kitty cat? Yeah. I know Mom's very mean. She didn't give you any ice cubes this morning. I just put them in my water bottle and I moved on. Hi. She wants the ice cube on the floor. And if the floor is clean, I don't mind giving it to her because she'll kind of lick it and then also paw it around a little bit. But if I haven't cleaned the floor, I don't really want to give her the ice cube. And I've tried just putting it right in her water dish. And sometimes if she finds it, she will like lick it for a while in the water dish, and she seems to enjoy that. But she mostly just wants you to plonk it on the kitchen floor and make a big mess. And I need the kitchen floor to be clean for that. What are we doing? I'm gonna do some Nighthold runs. That sounds fun. I did promise I would go prank Gildan. How do you not call it Spirit Boom? I'm gonna have to start calling it Spirit Boom. Although it's not that the Spirit Boom got any bigger. It's that the Spirit Boom now has aftershocks. It's got a HOT attached to it. Hee hee, this Mog is so ridiculous. It's not really a Mog, it's just what her gear looks like. I heard from PTR, the new augment could be a healer or a DPS. If it's a healer in the way that it's a DPS, in that it's augmenting the other healers, I don't think that would work for me, because, like, I'm doing some itself, but also augmenting other healers. I thought it mostly had shields. I don't think that would work for me, because one, that would only really work in a raid with other healers and not in a Mythic Plus. And secondly, I am a little bit of a diva. I'm a bit of a diva. I want to do the big heals myself. I want to have the big splashy numbers. I want to be putting out the rivers of HPS all by myself. Played it on PTR. In no way is it a healer. Nothing that I had looked at before indicated that it was, but I haven't looked in the latest build. I want to go... Oh, you know what I should do is go back to balance spec for this. Get her a tray for it so it seems like the floor? Maybe. I feel like you know. Big yawn. Yeah. I like it when you yawn because I can check on your teeth. They look pretty good. They look pretty good. Just say I'm dead on Discord. Every healer showers you and heals out of spite. I've been baited by that before. I don't know if it was done intentionally, but I'll be in my key and somebody in my key group will be like, "Oh geez, oh no, I'm dead. It's over." You know, or like the tank accidentally pulled too much, and I'm like, "Excuse me, I say when it's over," and then I'll pull out all the stops and press all the buttons. You appreciate DPS that stays in the fire. Oh man, sometimes I need everybody to behave. Oh man. Once you're full geared, besides upgrading gear, you can take your other honor and you're right, you cannot send it to alts, but what you can do is you can buy marks of honor. Use those to buy old transmogs with. And then if you don't like the transmogs for your class, you can send the marks of honor to your alts and then buy alt transmogs with them. On this character that I was PvPing on last season, I filled out... Where's my appearance journal? Sets, PvP. I filled out not all, but almost all of my old PvP sets because just with marks of honor. I'm only missing a couple of different things here. I got almost all of it. The weapon arsenals are much more expensive, though. Those will really take me a while. They're like 80 marks each. I have some on me, right? Yeah, I've got 38 on me. Some of these sets, the really annoying thing is part of me is interested in filling out all of these things. But something that's really annoying is that there is no vendor that will sell me just the helmet for this particular set. The only way I can get that helmet, unless I'm just wrong, but for the Legion ones, and I think some of the other ones as well, they don't have the vendors with the individual pieces like the older ones do. You have to buy the entire set. And I have the entire set except for the helmet. But I would be like the whole 12 charms or whatever to just buy the set. There's no discount. And as far as I can see, some of the vendors just do not have options for the individual items. So BFA is another example of that. I'm missing like one piece here and like 2 pieces there, but I would need to buy the set again. What are the odds you zone into the insurance first? The insurance? You can save if you bundle your car and house insurance. Rate difficulty mythic. Old profession recipes? Once you get your gear, the honor you gain is basically useless. Bada bing! Bingo! Yep. The honor grind lasts as long as it takes you to get into whatever your preferred content is. You can get your... Basically, I was honor grinding to get my item level up high enough to get into solo shuffle, and then once I start shuffling, it's just going to dump honor on me that I then do not need. I don't even bother upgrading the PvP gear. Like, I'll get the conquest gear, and I don't even bother spending honor to upgrade it, because it won't improve it in PvP, but will only improve it for PvE, which isn't something this is the most PvE I do in this character, so she doesn't really need her gear to be any higher item level. Take me to the top. Transmog is not useless. Transmog is forever. Thanks for your Aberrus guide. Thank you for watching it. Argus sets require BOE bracers in the raid. Oh dear. Yeah, the beginning season gearing for PvP is a bit goofy. I think that overall the whole thing together works pretty well. I'm not unhappy with Dragonflight PvP gearing. I at least appreciate that it's very achievable to get. It's very achievable to get like your PvP gear set up. It's not like it used to be where you had to gain rating to get higher PvP item level gear. It used to be that if you were trying to climb the ladder, you reached a point where you were facing players that were not only better than you, but they were wearing better gear because they were better than you, which made it very hard to improve. I like that all the conquest gear is just a flat item level. It's nice. Ujai, ask away. If I don't want to answer, I just won't. Confused about gear this patch, just hit 70. That's understandable. That is, that's totally fair. I would say that Gosh, how do you explain gearing in like 3 sentences to somebody? My instinct is to say you can get gear from almost anything, and then you take it to an upgrade NPC and they'll tell you what you need to improve it. And there's no real harm in improving basically anything that you get, because even if you get a different piece later that you like more, the upgrades will be discounted. And like there's no real harm in burning things like Whelpling's Shadowflame Crests and even Drake's Shadowflame Crests. But I think that's oversimplifying it a lot. There's so many different things you can get gear from. Bye, kitty. See you later. I like how she gets to the living room and goes, meow, like, I don't know what she wants. She'll be back. Flat rate currencies, yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I hope that they move that direction for Season 3. What is the hardest part? Writing, editing, something else? What's the hardest part? I wouldn't say any part of it is really hard, honestly. The hardest part for me is corralling myself to sit down and focus on something long enough to get anything done. That's the real boulder I have to push up a mountain, is just focusing on something and not getting distracted or walking away or procrastinating it for 48 weeks. Once I've actually sat down, I've got the raid guides in particular are very much down to a process. I do the screenshots and notes first, where I just kind of write down the name of all the abilities and take all the screenshots from the dungeon journal. And then I will do the research phase, where I'll kind of watch my fight video, refer back to the journal, make some notes beside all those abilities about what they do and what you want to do about it. And then at that point, I'll reorder them based on the order that they initially appear in the fight, as best I can. And then once I have the notes, the script pretty much kind of flows together on its own. Sometimes I'll just write the script while I'm doing the notes anyways, because it's easier for me to write in speech to begin with. And then you do the voiceover, and then you pop it all in, and I edit the voiceover first, and then I go through and I find my favorite clips to sync it up to. If I have to do any animation, that takes longer. It's not hard, it's just time consuming. There's more files to corral, and there's more keyframes to set up and decide how you want it to be. If you want any time interpolation, if you want any easing, and what kind of easing you might want. I mean, there's shortcuts for that, but it takes longer, but it's not hard. It's just a matter of basically the whatever it is that it takes somebody to sit down and do something when they are eternally just a cacophony of chaos. They're cute animations, thanks. I like them. I like making the guides because it helps teach me the fights as well. I have a much better experience in my own raid, because I'm like, testing is one thing, but I don't actually learn a lot from raid testing. I try, but for whatever reason, when I'm doing the fight and also seeing it for the first time, I know nothing. I understand nothing. I am a piece of cardboard with no brain. But then, you know, having the opportunity to go back and watch it and kind of cross-reference and figure it all out teaches it to me in a way that helps me actually do it correctly, or at least somewhat properly in the fight. Because I used to have a lot of anxiety about learning fights in progression raid, because the last thing I wanted to do was be the person that like doesn't get the mechanic and is ruining it for everybody. So I feel a lot better about my own raid nights just from having made them. Hello, I am here. Hello, Scarlet. Tough nut to crack. Because hazelnut. Yeah. Me and the Echo fight. Aberrus is pretty fun. I'm pretty happy with Aberrus. I'm kind of scared to get farther in heroic. I guess it'll you know, people, we need our tier, and people will get trinkets and people will get gear. I'm sure we're a bit under geared for it still. No luck from that one, but we got 2 more characters that can try this. But I think it's gonna be kind of spicy. I've heard Magmorax is relatively easy compared to Skarn. I'm imagining Echo is going to be tougher, but it doesn't seem harder to understand, really. It just seems harder to execute on Heroic. Normal fell over. Normal absolutely fell right over. We had to progress a little bit in Heroic Sarkareth, but, or not Heroic, pardon me, Normal Sarkareth. We had to progress on Normal Sarkareth, but pretty much just phase 3. The first 2 phases were no big deal. The guild we link them in Discord and we give a chance for people to watch them before the fights. I'm sure not everybody does, but they're available and around. What are we doing? Inksy's turn. She's gonna have to leave Darkshore. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that once people get more gear, it will all come together a lot more smoothly. Skarn's hard though. Skarn's really hard. There's like nowhere to stand. I'm having this problem with Skarn where I'm a preservation evoker. I have a relatively short range and my tanks are getting absolutely obliterated and they need me to heal them. But there's nowhere really to stand. You get the embers on you, you get this ring around you, so you can't just go traipsing over a bunch of people. But there will be blocks of people that don't have the embers that are like in front of me. Between me and the boss, I'm out of range of the boss. So I kind of have to traipse over them to like get to the tank so that I can heal them. But there's like bottlenecks because I feel like we're using all of the golems, but there's still, I feel like we're disarming as many traps as we can, but there's still just nowhere to be and just endless fire rings. And it's just really difficult to put out enough healing to keep everybody up. Especially because I feel like myself and a lot of people were kind of tripping over traps. We're picking up the trap dots. We're running over each other with the embers. I think we're taking tons of unnecessary damage. But it's really hard to... There's no easy fix for, oh, well, just do this different or do that different. It's not one of those fights where we can just stack and then all of a sudden the whole thing's magically easy. I think it's also a bit tricky in that our raid comp is 2 Resto Druids and a Preservation Evoker, and none of us are really super set for tank healing. I don't know what Resto Druids do, but I think it's a lot of raid healing like me. So it's hard to keep the tanks up through this heavy sustained damage they're taking from the bombs because, you know, you don't even know who's in range of the tank, and then the person in range of the tank might not be aware that they're the only one in range of the tank, and maybe they're also healing the raid. It's a bit of a mess. Sometimes I PvP. I do a little bit of arena and then solo shuffle recently on my Resto Druid alt, but never on my Evoker. Always on my PvP character. I want to heal a difficult raid fight again. It's so fun. It's fun for a while. Long progression takes it out of me. I'm sure it takes it out of lots of people. Long progression where you've been on the same fight for just like an hour and it doesn't feel like you're getting anywhere. I know that we are getting somewhere. I guess as long as my raid lead seems happy and we're making progress, then that's fine. It'll probably feel a lot different with another week's worth of gear, I'm hoping. And then maybe Vantis runs. I don't know if we Vantis run Skarn. We might. An hour is long. I feel that it is. I have 3-hour raid nights, and the 3rd hour I'm a mess. I can sit still-ish and do things-ish for maybe 2 hours, and the 3rd hour is just chaos. Sometimes we've gotten things done at the final hour of raid. I have not always been helpful. It's just not something I've been good at. Hour is fine for me. It just feels like if you're running the same thing. I don't mind an hour of regular raiding, but when you're just running the same fight over and over and over again, and it feels like you're just wiping to the same thing, I find that frustrating. Blizzard isn't keen to put players through it again anytime soon. Yeah, I think you're right. Longest you've ever gotten stuck on a single boss. I don't know. There must have been something that was like dramatic. I think there must have been. I don't know for sure though. It must have been something in Sepulcher, you'd think. Although by the time we got to it, it was pretty nerfed. It was pretty heavily like, and also we're not mythic, so we didn't have to deal with like mythic Halandris or anything. We were on Painsmith for a while in whatever raid had that, but not crazy amounts of time. I don't think. I think we actually did it. I was pretty impressed when we got it down. Yeah, I don't think Halandras was that bad either. Well, maybe it was. I don't remember. I don't remember. My brain shelf that I use for rating memories gets wiped absolutely clean, bleached, polished, you know, chopped up for firewood, and you build a new shelf every time a new raid comes out. Raid difficulty. We are on Mythic. Very good. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing. I don't remember. I don't know how I would find out in post either. I don't know how I would get to the bottom of that. My DBM certainly wouldn't remember. Bet the Mount drop. Skuldan's going to be amazed by the new mog. Just hand it over. He's going to look at me and be like, do you have an eyeball on your staff? That's crazy. And then he's just going to give me the mount. Scour through old Warcraft logs. Do they keep records that long for, like, previous expansion raids? Maybe. Ooh. Ugh. Let's see how many pulls before the kill. Because, I mean, it could be something as far back as, I want to say maybe Hellfire. Somewhere in Hellfire Citadel. Because I remember that progressing through Hellfire Citadel almost broke us as a guild. We lost people. We lost good players in Hellfire Citadel because some of that was, I don't remember why. But I remember that that's got kind of a reputation among the people that raided at that time. What about the jailer? I remember jumping into holes and then getting popped out like popcorn. I don't remember how long it took. I remember Sylvanas was annoying. It took a little while. It was just annoying because you had to do the first like half an hour before you got to even work on the last phase. Mythic Gorfiend almost broke my guild. What's up, Ben? Remember, as a guild break was Felmist and Sunwell, killed Jaden and Legion. Yeah, I don't know. I guess as a heroic guild, we don't really get stuck on anything for that crazy long. Because we can usually, especially since the advent of Mythic Plus, and the ability for people to kind of gear themselves outside of raid and improve their gear dramatically week to week, even without raid drops, so that you can kind of funnel the raid drops to the people that aren't doing keys. That, I think, has really enabled us to not get stuck for any super long amount of time. I watched an episode of The Great British Baking Show last night, and now I want to make a pie. I don't know what kind of pie. I don't even have a pie plate. I don't have a pie dish anymore. I don't know what happened to all of my bakeware for me. I moved a few times, and I never took all of my bakeware in any of my moves. I have a muffin tin now, at least, but I think I am pie plateless. I think I made a pie in a square casserole dish last time, and it was okay. It was kind of hard to get the pieces out. I don't think pie plates are expensive, but I'm doing keys today. I can't go buy a pie plate. Or can I? Vegan shepherd's pie? Yeah, I do that sometimes. I bought the mushrooms for it, and then I didn't feel like cooking, and then I didn't make it, and then the mushrooms got all shriveled and wrinkly, and then I felt really bad that I'd wasted my mushrooms. It's very sad. I just realized I'm the funnel. You do keys. You do keys. Although my shepherd's pie, is it vegan? It's not vegan. I use dairy in with the mashed potatoes to make them real creamy. It's vegetarian shepherd's pie. It's good. I make it in the cast iron. It's very yummy. Pie is my favorite dessert if it comes with some ice cream. What's your favorite pie, though, is the question. I don't know what kind of pie I would make. Mostly, I just want to take another stab at making pastry. I haven't made pastry in a while. But as a kid, I would have told you cherry pie. As an adult, it's harder. I like lots of them. Pizza pie! Monday or Tuesday, dude. Yeah, maybe. It depends on if I decide to absolutely deck myself. Oh, I bought the biggest water bottle ever. So last Monday, I went on this huge hiking/fishing trip. It was gorgeous, but it was a heat wave. It was very hot. It was a huge hike. It was a big, long day on the water. We didn't bring enough water to drink, and apparently you can't drink the sea. So I bought a second water bottle because I realized I didn't have anything to carry any more water in it. I bought a second water bottle for us to bring. And it's huge. It's so big. I don't know how I'm gonna lift it or tilt it when I fill the darn thing up with water. But I was like looking at the different options, and I was like, just get the biggest one. Oh, you can go even further now. Or maybe we can do the same hike without getting dehydrated. Although I still haven't taken my car in to get the AC fixed. So, although if it's not 30 degrees, I can probably just have the windows open. I do need to take my car in. It's just I need to do a lot of things. Water barrel. You can drink the sea, but not a lot of it. Giant 1-gallon bottles. What was I talking about before I got excited about the giant water bottle? Something hiking, something. Oh yeah, it depends on if I decide to go for just an absolutely body-ruining hike again on Monday. Because last Tuesday, I had planned actually to go shopping on Tuesday. I had big plans. I was going to buy a couple of planters to pot up my tomatoes. I was going to buy some more potting soil. I was going to look for bamboo. And then Tuesday came around and I was so sore from Monday and just like recovering from the dehydration. I was so wrecked from Monday that I was like, I'm not going anywhere. That car is staying put. You are not getting me. I will maybe go for a little hobble around the block and that's it. That's all I got. So it depends on if I decide to do that again, because on one hand it was a lot, but on the other hand, I saw whales. And I caught a rockfish and it was really yummy, and I want to like try and find some other spots to fish. And on one hand, you want something that's less of a drive and a less of a hike, but on the other hand, it was so private and it was so beautiful that it was kind of worth it. I don't know. I gotta try it some more spots. Pies? Pie. Why are we saying pie? Oh, because because that's what I was talking about. Right. I was trying to decide about favorite pies. I was gonna scroll up and find out Dame Yvonne's favorite pie. Best pie ever had. Huckleberry when I was driving through Montana years ago. Ooh, blackberry pies. Wild blackberry pie. That's the stuff. Wild blackberry pie with ice cream, and then you're having a good summer. I'm farming for the infernal mounts from this. I'm on mythic, so I could actually get either of them to drop. I don't have either. There's a mythic one, and then there's like a multiple difficulties one. Don't mind the frightened Kodo thing. That's just my macro. I wish it wouldn't do that. Apparently it will tell me that there's a frightened Kodo when there isn't if I press the button enough times. And then look, nope, okie dokie. We got one more character that can try this. Very face planted trying to climb off my bed today. I've been reminded of the importance of stretching after exercise. That's the one thing I did not do on Mondays. I got home, I did not stretch. I should have stretched. Never had blackberry. Now I need to make this happen. If you have, if you can pick blackberries, I mean, you can buy them in stores too, but if there's anywhere that you can pick blackberries, the nice big ones, they can fill up a pie pretty easily, and it's so good. It's like a nice tart fruit, so it like matches really well with the sweetness of like sweet pastry and ice cream and stuff. And of course, you know, you put sugar in the filling and whatever, but like my mom used to have a deal with me where if I went out on our property and we had these little wild blackberries that were like really tiny ones that would grow in these ground vines, and she'd say, Hazel, if you can collect X cups, I forget how many, but if you can collect X amount of blackberries, then I'll make a pie. And I was like, deal. So I would go and I would spend all day, you know, roaming around getting every last berry that I could find. And then my mom would make a pie. Yeah, banana pie is a thing. I've heard of banana cream pie. I've never wanted one. I find that bananas are very nice paired with ice cream and chocolate. Get yourself a nice banana split. And bananas are nice in smoothies, but I'm not a big banana. I don't know if I've ever had a banana pie. I've just heard of them. Did the other people in your workout class kind of give you the side eye whenever you're doing your real bendy thing? I used to gross people in a dance class out with my hyperextended elbows. And also I was an absolute terror to my poor dance teacher, because as a child, I needed people to be literal. And when they weren't being literal, I would try to clarify what they meant And it's unclear to me in hindsight if I was doing this just to be awful or if I was actually confused. I think I was just being a little bit obstinate. But my dance teacher would be like, you're going to stretch your arms out as wide as they go and as straight as they go. And then you're going to curve them inwards. And it was something to do with the elbow positioning, in that when I extend my arms fully, the joint of my elbow will face straight up and actually a little bit back. Whereas with some of the other children, it would be a little bit more forward facing so that they could then get like a nice inward ballet curve. And I used to make, her name was Mrs. C. I don't remember what the C stood for, something. Mrs. C did not like me. Side eye from the whole room. Hello, how you doing? Howdy. Happy Saturday. We got one more Nighthold run to do, and then meow, I'm in here, and then I have half of mine to log onto my hunter and poke around. After I was done having weird scary dreams, and then I had weird dreams about getting a puppy, but then the puppy turned into a little girl. I couldn't tell if I'd adopted a dog or a daughter, but she was drawing a picture of some butterflies, and I was telling her that it was really good. But then I went driving us to the mall to go buy shoes, and then she drove off in her own car despite being 3 years old, and I was like, I'm not a parent. I don't know where my kid went. She's gone. She's out of here. Do my elbows still hyperextend? I suppose so. Not in like a I don't really make a point of it anymore. Dog there. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize until I woke up and I was relating the dream that it was a bit strange that she started as a puppy and then she turned into a human girl. That is a little bit odd. Oh, as a puppy, she was like very like well behaved and polite, even though I hadn't like done any work with her yet, which I remember being like really impressed by. I was like, wow, this is a really polite, quiet, sweet dog. Still less scary than scary dreams. We're going down this way. It seems like a pretty normal dream. Well, she also went down like a garbage chute in an apartment building, which was weird because I've never lived in an apartment building with a garbage chute. And I think she was just doing it for fun on the slide, but I was like, oh geez, I've lost my kid again. Where does this thing come out? I gotta go in after her. I remember her butterfly picture was really cool though. But I had adopted her. I remember she wasn't my biological daughter. I had adopted her. And I remember I was out, you know, I think maybe I'd gotten her back. I don't know what the deal was. But at one point in the dream, I was debating calling my own mother to inform her that she had a granddaughter now because I had adopted a little girl. And that was just very strange because I was like, well, I guess this has happened now. Because I don't remember ever deciding to adopt a child. She might want to know. Yeah, I guess the anxiety in the dream was I didn't know if she would think it counted because I hadn't had the child personally in the physical sense of things. And of course, if I did for whatever reason adopt a child, which would be very out of character for me, but if I did do that, I'm sure my mother would be delighted to welcome a adopted grandchild into her life. I don't think she would second guess it at all. My mom's a wonderful lady. But in my dream, I'm like, will she think this counts? Is she going to be like, talk to me when you've actually had a child? Which is just a very strange thing to think. It was a very weird dream because I'm not really most of my dreams about having children are nightmares of, oh no, I've had a child and I'm not prepared to raise it, because it's not really something that I'm instinctually cut out for. You have to bear the, yeah, no, it's a horrible thing to think. It's obviously completely untrue. It was just a weird dream. I just don't want anybody to think that I don't think that, that, you know, adopted children are valid. Of course they are. Nobody's prepared to have a kid. I don't don't know. I think some people are more prepared than other people. I think there might be like a spectrum of it. Hi, sweetie. I'm prepared to have a cat. Hi. Hello. Hi, baby girl. And like maybe a puppy, but I think I need to read a few more puppy parenting books before I'm ready for a puppy. Incredibly happy being the cool fake aunt to all my friends' kids. Oh, last time I saw my nephew, he was just looking at me like, all right. And I'm thinking, man, one day you're going to get older and then we're going to have to have a conversation. And I'm hoping that goes well. I'm a little bit nervous that my nephew is not going to like me when he gets older, because right now he's a baby. So, you know, I roll the ball to him. He rolls the ball back to me. I go, woo! And then, you know, we're good. We may reach an age where I don't know what to say to him. Hi. Yay. You're so cute. You're such a sweet girl. Hi. Lived with friends for a few months years ago when their daughter was 1. Every morning I would get the stare down from this child deciding whether or not I was acceptable. Figure out what he likes, talk about that. I guess so. I guess it's just hard for me to imagine because it's been a long time since I've spent any time around a child that's in that kind of toddler but verbal stage. Right now he likes lamps. Usually works up to about 14, 15 years old. Yeah. I can barely talk to adults. I don't know how I'm gonna talk to children. We'll figure it out. Maybe he'll appreciate that I don't know how to talk to kids and therefore don't talk to him like he's a kid. Maybe, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna just start asking him about the economy, but I mean, maybe he'll have opinions. I don't know. Where I come from, aunt and auntie. I know people that are also from around where I come from that would say aunt. It seems like a very family specific thing. I think either is acceptable, but it was definitely aunt in my family. I am Auntie Hazel. The puppy when I had a puppy in the dream was like a little black lab puppy that was all like wobbly and was really sweet. I have some pictures that I've like painters taped to my wall to the left of my desk of different things that seemed like really nice dreams to have. Did I kill Ellison? I did. I have one of a real estate listing that I liked, just kind of like a pretty sort of West Coast kitchen in this little house that I thought was really cute. I have another one of like an outdoor garden that's got like these raised vegetable boxes that are doing really well. And then I've got a third picture of a puppy. And I like to imagine that puppy would be really happy getting snacks in the kitchen and running around the garden. And then maybe would come with me on hikes. We're going to, although I don't know how realistic taking the dog on the types of fishing trips that I do now would be. I think that especially with like a young dog, but even any dog, they might get real bored. I like to stay out there a long time. Font of Night, that's the one. Niece is 8. Talked about the economy before. She seems interested. Aw. 6. Not easy for me to talk to them, but they like me regardless. It's weird. Oh, that's really cute. What breed of dog do you want? I am not too picky about breed. I'd be very happy to get like a mixed breed dog. I want to adopt a dog, and it's going to be about what type of dog needs me and what type of dog would be a good fit for my life and my property and my cats, and what kind of dog will be a good fit for my home. So when the time comes and I'm ready, I'm gonna poke around shelters and put myself on some lists and go visit and see if we can find the right fit. And probably won't be like a specific, although I would like a big dog. But I'm not gonna not get like a medium or a small dog if it turns out to be the right dog, you know. If it's love, then it's love. Purse dog. If I end up with a Chihuahua, and it's not impossible, they're like, I as a kid and a teenager was really mean. I would never be mean to a dog in person, but I really didn't consider these tiny dogs to be real dogs. It was kind of caught up in this kind of internalized hatred for like the archetype of the purse dog, and I wanted, you know, big dogs that you could like run around with outside. So, and I had this idea that all Chihuahuas were like really yappy, awful things. So I hated them as a kid. As an adult, I've come to understand that they're animals too, and it's not their fault. And that a lot of small dogs are that way because people don't treat them as dogs, and that if you know, raise it as a dog, it's going to be perfectly fine. So it's not impossible, because there are a lot of Chihuahuas and Chihuahua puppies even, or mixed puppies like in shelters, like these tiny little dogs. It could happen. It would be weird, because I want a big dog. But, it's, you know. It's not that they're not good dogs. Any luck? Nope. Well, I got some transmog. That's something. Alright, let's take her back to Veldragon. It's 20 after 10. This is about the time I would have stopped crafting normally. Dog didn't consider tiny dogs to be real dogs. Purse dog treated like a proper dog, walked in a leash. Yeah, I think that it's very much up to just how you treat them and raise them and train them and work with them. I think that you could have a tiny dog that is just as sweet and wonderful and lovely as anything else. Okie dokie. Let's vendor all this and figure out what else I want to do today. I'm glad that we got my night hold runs done. I wish I had them out, but that's okay. Do I? Then I'd have to find something else to do. I guess there's 2 mounts. Main difference is you can't assume pre-existing knowledge when talking to kids. Poor Honeyplum. Forever level 64. Do I have gold? Did I sell some stuff? No idea corgis were herding dogs until recently. I didn't know that until just now. That's cool. I love having a dog so much. I miss having a doggy, but it would be very difficult to impossible to introduce one while I'm living in this apartment because I need to make sure my kitty cat is comfortable, and my poor kitty cat is just blind. She is blind, so it's going to be I need to have enough space to keep them comfortably separated for as long as need be one day when I do eventually get a dog, even if I find a cat-friendly dog. I do not want to make her uncomfy because she's a delicate little flower and poor girl can't see, so it's hard for her to figure out what's going on. Hi. Went to doggo school with the pup today? How was it? How did doggo do? Been out cold ever since. Hi. Okay, I picked up my gold. Sold some stuff. Very good. How am I doing? I have 3.6 on me. And then we have 230 coming in the auction, and then another 250. So 500, 4.1, 4.2. It sounds about right. I'm going to reset the rest of this that's up right now. Large dog does not enjoy agility. Runs over all the obstacles. Oh, man. Okay. I think I'm just going to log on to my hunter. I think that sounds like fun. Besides, she's got rest if she needs to use. I can pick flowers and sell them. 186 there. Don't need any of that. Post all that. Yeah, that'll be nice. Let's kick back a little bit, huh? I got that gold from Dragonflight Alchemy. Dragonflight Alchemy. I've done different gold making methods in the past, but let me show you my gun. Let me show you what I've done here. Oh, Saga, that sounds so cute. Highest I got in solo shuffle. We cracked 1800 last season. I say we despite the fact that it's solo shuffle. I guess I cracked 1800 last season. Just at the very last minute. I was only really playing to get my vicious mount. But then I got my vicious mount, and then I had just started to climb rating. I had been like hard stuck at 1400, but right around when I got the mount, I had been starting to push. So I figured I would keep playing to see how far I could push, and it turns out I could get 1800 and finish the set. Chrome2, thank you for the gift subs. Appreciate it. So there's these green weapons that drop out of Avarice, and originally they were BOP, which was weird, and they were 376. Then they made them BOE and 376. And at the time, they were actually equipable by a level 60 plus character, which was crazy. So I got this gun, this Neltheric blaster, pardon me, 379, Explorer 2 of 8 gun. And at the time, it was equipable by a level 60 plus character. So I took my level 63 hunter, popped it on. Then they changed them so you have to be level 70 in order to wear them, but I'm already wearing it. My question, obviously I'm not going to take it off because I don't think they'll let me put it back on. I don't know if I'm actually benefiting from these stats. I guess I could take everything else off and then check. I don't know if they've like, if they're, I don't know what happened. Do PvP with your hunter. Let's check. So so this thing has crit and Versa on it. So I guess what I can do here, let's save current gear. Excellent. Beautiful caps lock. And I'm going to take off everything else. And then I'm going to check my stats and see what her stats look like, I guess. I'm hoping that that would tell me that she wouldn't just have like innate stuff. Because if it's not giving me any, like, I'm hoping that I can still shoot it. So this thing has crit Versa on it. I think I'm not benefiting from those stats. I have 0 crit. I have 0 crit and then the passive of Meta Mastery. I wonder if the weapon damage still counts. Oh, no, your pet attacks. Try to fire the dummy, yeah. I think that they're going to make me put my bow back on. I was so close. I should have leveled it in that window before they nerfed it. I would have just been blowing stuff up. No, you're right. They won't let me shoot it. They won't let me shoot it. My pet can attack, but I can't. Fine. I'll just keep it for later. Although I'm pretty sure I have primalist weapons I can send as well. Yeah, my weapon technically doesn't work. All right, come on, pets. Let's go somewhere. I don't know where. So you can do the Suffusion Camp thing while leveling? Interesting. Should I? I don't know. I never know where I'm going. She's got like profession. Does she have profession quests actually? She might need to pick those up. So I'm gonna put on the bow because then I can actually shoot. So as mining and herbalism, she would have a quest over here for herb. And then she would have a quest over in the mining area. And then that'll give her some extra profession knowledge. Yeah, grab that. Anything else I want to pick up in town? Sparks of Life? Nah. The weekly maybe, actually. Aiding the Accord. Community Feast, okay. Although it's just really for rep. I never know where to quest. I get so overwhelmed. I open up my map and there's just so many things that you could do. This is a profession thing. That's going to give me a dragon shard. That shouldn't really be that important to me. I guess I could just fly in any direction. There's the spa thing. Let's do let's see what the Suffusion Camp situation looks like on a level 63. I'm curious. I'm interested to see how that goes. Also, apparently you can do Storm's Fury. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good idea. Would you get a dog if it was a breed you'd never heard of, couldn't find on the internet? I mean, assuming that I met the dog and it, looked like a dog, barked like a dog. Yeah. If I've accidentally bought some kind of like a rabid chinchilla, or adopted, I suppose, then that's a different problem. If it turns out that it's not a dog, it's actually a Wolverine, and it starts doing Wolverine things, then yeah, maybe that's not such a good idea to have in the house. But breed's not super important to me for cats and dogs. Do Feast for Flavor Pocket chance. Is Feast gonna be up soon? I don't know, it doesn't say. I tend to end up just doing I tend to wind up on alts when I'm taking them out to level them. I tend to wind up just doing whatchamacallit, world quests. It's very tempting to just kind of be like, oh, hey, I can get some experience for riding the cataloger's raft. Sure. Why not? And then you just do like all the climbing and the dragon races and the cataloging. And that's a perfectly fine way to, level. But it's not as fast, I don't think, as leveling. Kitty, what is it? It's not as fast, I think, as leveling by questing. I think you can just replay the campaign or do the side quest, and that will be faster than flying around doing cataloging and rock climbing and whatever. Feast in 32. Okay. Honey Badger that barks. Side quest in the zones available while leveling in the Isles. Yes. Yeah, they are. So you can really, you've got your pick of what you want to do, which is great. Except that I end up with so much stuff. You know what I need to do is I just need to pick something at random and then hide everything else, untrack the rest of it. So I don't need to currently be tracking the ore and the herb things. And then just, you know, do one thing at a time, because any of them will give you experience. All I'm here for is experience. It's not that important. It's not that vital. It's not that important or crucial. You can really just go on an adventure and you'll get somewhere. You know, we're 72% of the way towards 64. Tuskar tackle boxes, unfortunately, do not give you anything. I'm going to track the Suffusion Camp. I'm going to hide the rest of it for now. So we're going to mostly worry about the Suffusion Camp. But if we see any good flowers to pick or any good world quest to do on the way, then we'll do that. Been a while. Yeah, gift subs, you can target specific players with gift subs. So sometimes you'll see somebody say something in stream and then somebody else will give them, oh geez. Oh gosh, oh no. It keeps getting worse. Oh, it's coming. All right. This is why we like oh, I'm still in combat. This is why we like exhilaration. Pitytron, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. But most of the time, people buying a batch of gift subs will just have them distributed randomly, and it just randomly picks people that are currently in stream. Yeah, you can't target batches, I don't think. That would be wild. Okay. And I want this one. I like herbs. How much experience am I getting from an herb? You pick it, 2,400 with rested. That's not awful. I don't hate that. I'm not mad at that. She's using the... Do I want to ride a Slither Drake on this character? I don't know. I kind of like this drake. I don't remember why I made it look like this. Is this default? This is the Windborn Velocidrake. I feel like I must have done something to it. It can't possibly have looked like that to begin with. I do need to make sure that if I find any Draconium, which this is not, but if I find Draconium, I do need to grab some of it. Oh, I lost it. I was going to say there was Ceravite there. What is this world quest? Yeah, okay. All right, you got me. I'll do a little world quest. These are my hunter pets. This is Nuramok. Nuramok is a rare chimera from Netherstorm in TBC. There's also another one called Norisis that is a rare chimera from Winterspring. And then this moth I tamed in the Draenei starting area. And those are my only two pets. This one is Cunning, that one's Ferocity. I don't have a Tenacity pet. And that's all I got. I was thinking of looking at the new Zerlek Caverns pets and seeing if there's anything else that I want to pick out. But there's something kind of nice about just having the one pair of pets. You know, it's very personalized, I think. This world quest used to suck. Oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. The bird world quest used to suck. What is that? Is it? Oh, it's Draconium. I need that. Love the moth, homie. I love the old-fashioned moth. I do think that I want new moths too. There are, of course, like the Shadowlands Shimmer moths, and then I believe there's new moth models from the Zerlek Caverns. So I'm interested in getting some more, but I don't know. This one's special. It's the first one that she got. Do I think I can? Yeah, here. Let's actually use Bestial Wrath, shall we? On this character, I couldn't be bothered to fix her weak auras. So what I did was I enabled the personal resource display because that will show you by default your frenzy stacks, so that you can keep track of, like, if you want just a real basic way of tracking to see how long you have left on it, so that you can, you know, play the uptime game and you're too lazy to go get a weak aura. You can turn your personal resource tracker on. It won't show them under your regular frame, but for whatever reason it will show them on personal resource. Yeah, Ferocity is DPS, Tenacity is tank, technically. They're all going to do the same amount of damage, pretty much. It's just that Ferocity pets give you passive leech. Tenacity pets give you I guess stamina. I haven't really thought about it. And then cunning pets give you movement speed. So it's more about the little buff that you get. And then they'll also have an active ability. So a ferocity pet can give you lust. A tenacity pet can give you an extra defensive cooldown. More for the pet than for you, I think. And I don't remember what tenacity. I think tenacity pets, or pardon me, I think cunning pets give you like a freedom. I think you get the pet freedom from having a cunning pet. If that's still true, anyways. Should I do the insects thing? It's like right over there. Pretty easy. Go through the Argent tournament nonsense just to turn in some champion seals. You want champion seals? You get on a cruise ship. The best part of the Argent tournament is when you're done with the Argent tournament. I love how many hunter pet options there are. I think it's really, really, really fun. Every hunter that I don't tend to collect all the options on one hunter. I know some people like to do that. I would rather make like a bunch of different hunters and then have each of them choose their own little selection of different pets. I like having different pet models on my different hunters that accomplish more or less the same thing. I don't know why that's more fun. Doesn't really make any sense. Just excuse to level more hunters, I think. Do an Argent tournament right now too. Not knowing what it is, wandering into it, sitting there confused for several minutes. It has great rewards. There's quite a few mounts, pets. There's some cosmetics you get, like tabards, and there's great stuff there. I like the unicorn. I like the Keldori steed. I think is a really cool mount. This thing, it's a very kind of classic looking unicorn in that it's just like an old model white horse, but it's got a big old, well, 2 horns on it. Wow, it really is showing its age a little bit. I like that one. I like its beard. I like its little chompy teeth. I was very excited to get that mount. I've gotten sidetracked. Almost like the zebra. There's one I don't have. The only recruiter friend mount I think that I do have is the Cenarian... no, not Cenarian. Emerald Hippogriff. And I don't know who I recruited. I must have recruited somebody. I've never done the recruit myself thing. I usually talk myself out of that because it's too much money. But I must have just sent out a bunch of links once in, like, I don't know, Cataclysm or whatever, and then somebody signed up without telling me, because I don't know who did it, but I got one. But I never did the Zebra. I never did the newer batch of them. I'm interested to see if they show up on the trading post, because I like the look of a lot of the recruiter friend stuff, but I don't want to bug anybody. And I don't really want to, like, I don't know, level with anyone or do anything either. And I'd hate to recruit somebody with no intent of actually, like, helping them out or, like, introducing them to the game. It feels contrary to the intent of the system, and I'm too cheap to just recruit myself. So trading post is really the only way that I'm going to get those sorts of things. I know that there's things you can do there to get stuff, but I'm just going to let my dragon take a breather. Excited for dragon flying in old zones. Yeah, I hope that they really continue. I talked about it actually a little bit in the news video I put out this morning. I hope that they continue to add more mounts that will be able to do the dynamic flying beyond just the 80 whatever that were data mined. I hope they continue working on that. And I'd love for them to just add the switch for people to static fly if they want in the Dragon Isles. I wouldn't use it, but I know there's plenty of people that would kill to be able to just use regular flying here. And I don't really see any harm in letting them do that. It's not like they're getting anywhere anytime faster. Wow, I did not really give myself that much stuff. That's okay. We've got the little whirlwindy thingies. What am I in the mood to do today? I guess it doesn't matter because I'm going to be I'm going to be doing some keys. Keys will be fun. Maybe I'll make a smoothie. I want a key smoothie. I do ginger, mango, banana, and then maybe like some orange juice and some spinach. And that's like my favorite smoothie in the whole world. I love ginger in smoothies, like fresh ginger. I'll chop up fresh ginger and then I just make my blender deal with it. And it's my favorite. It's so yummy. Wish they'd let Drakthir use it with Soar. Yeah. I mean, you can do it once a minute. I wish they would just kill the cooldown on it. I don't even mind that it doesn't have as much vigor as your regular flying all that much. I guess it would be nice. Because because it feels really cool to soar on your drag through wings. It feels awesome. But I only ever really do it when I'm out of vigor on my regular dragon riding mount. Nemesis. In those situations, I end up using flight paths, actually. I've been taking a lot of flight paths in Dragonflight. I'll, especially to get to the caverns, actually. Most of the time, if I'm just going to go do my Snail daily for the day, I just make the Flight Master take me. And then I go, you know, get up and get a drink or whatever. But I miss my other flying mounts. So I hope that most of them can find ways to fly dynamically. I don't think that I think that even mounts without wings, I think that you can come up with justifications or animations or reasons why they would be able to do things like the soaring and the diving. You know, maybe it's a rocket mount, maybe it's like a mechanical one. Maybe you just make it go faster and then give it a little puff of exhaust. You know, you hit the nitros. you need for speeded it. I feel like you can make arguments. I mean, I guess the upwards thing doesn't really make sense, but you know, just give it some little wind puffs and a little flash of orange. I'll be happy. What is this? Expedition pack? No, Magic Band chest, although Draconium. I like that. My Snail daily. Find the out of vigor concept depressing. It comes back. Blizzard is just trying to teach all of us that sometimes you need to rest. Sometimes you need a break. Can I just loot this? I can just loot it. All right. The kite mounts would fit nicely with it. Yeah, I don't know how the horses would deal, but I feel like you can make it work. I don't know. I feel like people will allow you to be creative. And then if somebody really doesn't like the animations with it, they just don't have to use that mount with dynamic flying. They can always save that mount for static flying or just ride something else. But I have a lot of mounts. I miss them. I miss my nether rays. I miss my... What else? What else do I ride? My soaring spell tome. You know how hard we worked to get that soaring spell tome? Very hard. Doing Shadow Priest Twins took everything that I had. It took the sum of my capacity as a human being. I miss that mount. Hey, we're level 64. Plus a little bit of profession knowledge. Unspent talent point. What do you want? I don't know. I was heading to Thomas's Vista, that's right. Now I want to see that tome make flappy animations with its book cover. Can you imagine it just like... I can. I think that'd be great. Ooh, Titan touched. Here, we can overload that, I'm pretty sure, if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. I put both of my overload buttons just on my bar. You'd think I would send all of these mats to my alchemist so that I could make stuff with them. I don't. I just sell them. When I need stuff from my alchemist, I buy it. I use the auction house like a big bank. You trade gold for a thing, and then you trade gold to get it back. And then you don't have to carry it around with you. There's Thomas. Now what do I want to do? I was still heading to the Suffusion Camp, that's right. Emerald Gem Cluster. Oh yeah! I got a treasure map, I never used it. I wonder if I get any experience for this. Overloading will... What overloading does is you can only do it to like an elemental infused node. You use this extra spell that will be in your spell book, and it's going to give you basically a little batch of the element that the thing is associated with. Plus, usually there's like a special effect depending on what type of thing you overloaded. Both herbalism and mining have it. The cooldown is 12 hours to begin with, but when you get further spec'd into when you get more profession points in it, you can reduce that. Rich draconium, but in a cave. Interesting. Miners must be really good at remembering where all the caves are. This looks cavey. Although I've gone too far now, haven't I? I'm doing something else. Horde never do anything with the mats. 1k Titan Essence. Oh man. It's just, so much gold. Although, what is gold for, you know? What is gold for? Gold was for getting my adaptive Dracithist arm guards, and now that I've got that, I'm good. I'm all set. Those are Tuskar tackle boxes. Oh, there's so much stuff. Urban gather leveling is not awful with rested, but it's not really fast. It would be incorrect to say that it's efficient. But if you wanted to, you know, make a little bit of gold while you were also leveling, it's not the worst thing you can do. It's not as good as it was in BFA. BFA, I had my gather leveling down to a science. I would get my Monal Hardened Stirrups. I would get my gather speed glove enchant. I would get on my mount and I would do my roots. I had my gather mate all set up. I had add-ons set up to like draw roots on my map, and I'm pretty sure I had farm HUD too. Yeah, I think I had farm HUD as well. I think I had just discovered farm HUD plus gather mate plus routes. And I would just level alts to, whatever it was, 120 or something. And just, you know, get all the star moss and the anchor weed and... Not bubble poppy, riverbud. The original bubble poppy. You could buy mythic BOEs. I have one if you would like to buy it. Oh, I see. Thank you very kindly. I will decline at this time. I have the amount of gear that the universe wanted me to have. Groups of druids gathering all the time. Got so many mats just following them. I don't know how profitable gathering is relevant to other professions now. I know early on in Dragonflight it was really good. But I do think it's way more fun than it's ever been. I think it's way more interesting and enjoyable than it used to be. The profession changes to gathering are one of my favorite sets that they did in Dragonflight. I hope that in the next expansion we get profession knowledge for stuff like fishing and cooking too. I hope they can keep fish more relevant. I miss fishing. I really liked it. I had a lot of fun fishing. I can't bring myself to do it for 1 gold of fish though. I'm gonna need more than that. I'm gonna need at least like 5 to 10 gold of fish. Okay, this one. And then this one. Yeah, we're only like a bar and a little bit into 64, but that's because I haven't been questing. What do I do with that gem cluster? I know you can use them to make the whelplings, but I think I got all the whelplings. I think that the jeweled whelplings. Oh no, I'm missing the jeweled emerald whelpling. Did they need this cluster for that? I wonder why all the things wouldn't say. Maybe that needs something else. That's the only one I don't have. I have the other ones. Interesting. Okay. I can't get anywhere. There's too much ore. There's too many nodes. I need them all. Hope they finally bring back archaeology. Yeah, me too. Me too. Legion fishing with the Underlight Angler. It was cool. Early Dragonflight fishing, I was so into it. I was capping out my Tuskar fishing equipment, and I was catching lunkers, and I was getting into those prismatic leaper pools and the ice fishing and the magma fishing, and it was beautiful. It paid off when it came time to do the auto grind because I already had my glasses because I'd already fished up so many coins. But aside from that, the gold really went strong for a little bit and then pretty much ran out. Here actually, out of curiosity, what did those prices stabilize to? A prismatic leaper, because I know they're still used for the Kalawak feast. You know, that's not bad actually. 60 gold a fish. I was complaining about them being too cheap. Prismatic leaper. What about magma threshers are 50 gold per glacier? I forget what the ice fish were called. I really forget what the ice fish were called. I don't know if those would probably be the least valuable because they were the easiest to find spots for, I think. I do miss archaeology. I have weirdly fond memories of just grinding my little teenage face off with them Cataclysm Archeology. And then every time that they adjusted Archeology and changed it to be more forgiving and more manageable, you know, when they made like, oh, hello, welcome back. She taps me with her little paw, and it's so cute. Every time they changed it to, you know, they changed it so you could get more digs per site, and then you got more fragments per dig, and then they did this things where you would get, they did the thing where you would get, whatchamacallit? You know, the restored artifacts that you could then turn in for more fragments. You know, every time I was like, holy, that would be so, that's huge, because I had already spent like so much time. I had spent huge amounts of time, you know, doing the original version of it. Rhyme fin. Yeah. Frosted rhyme fin. 73 gold per. Maybe I should start fishing. Well, is it gonna be more profitable than is it gonna be any better than alchemy? If I'm being honest with myself, is that gonna make me rich any faster than alchemy? Sometimes it's nice to make gold without having to spend gold, though. Sometimes it's nice just to make 100% profit. Yeah, I never did finish the pristine achievements. I'd kind of washed out of it by then. I think I just had too much other stuff going on. I'm surprised I didn't finish it in Warlords, because Warlords had kind of this cool thing where your finished artifacts, the things that you had restored with archaeology, you would display them. Have you seen how cute this cat is? You would display them in your garrison. Hi. Sorry, distracted. And I thought, and you'd think that I would have finished all of those, but I was too busy. I don't know, farming Apexis crystals? I was too busy doing something. A long, slow, monotonous grind, so satisfying, working towards something you really want. I think I got some amount of identity from it. I think that I got some kind of weird, twisted pride from people being like, oh my gosh, that's so boring. I could never do it. How have you done that thing so many times? And meanwhile, me being all fixated on it would be like, you know, I've every now and then a grind like that will take me. You know, just killing like hundreds of thousands of, you know, whelps to get a whelp pet, or doing digs to get like the Vial of the Sands recipe, or the archaeology pet, or whatever. Just something really unreasonable. And then people go, how did you do that? That's so unreasonable. And I go, I have problems. Okay. The grind for the AH parts for the garrison when you got the last part. Oh man, did I ever finish that? I think I mostly made gold selling the bits to other people. I would go get the thing that they needed from Ashran, and I would sell that back to them, because I just decided I didn't mind using a different auction house, I think. I don't really remember. I remember really enjoying the salvage yard, actually. The Draenor salvage yard for transmog, and just for transmog to sell. That was really fun. I would grind salvage crates. I would spend ages opening them. Co-streaming with Kitty. Got my co-anchor here. Kitty, what's today's news? You got a weather report? Sunny with a chance of naps. Hi. You know what I like about you? Everything. I was going to say you're a cat, but that seems reductionist. I don't like you just because you're a cat. It helps that you're a cat. And you're like the most cat. You know, she's a very cat. How far am I on Big Slick? I need 4 more days. I did do my snail daily today. I need 4 more of them. And then we're in business. But that'll require me to actually remember to do it. Tomorrow is easy because I'm streaming tomorrow. So you guys will be like, did you do your snail yet? And I'll be like, no, you're right. And then we'll go do it. But aside from that, outside of that, Monday, Tuesday are going to be, I'm going to have to remember. Maybe I'll make myself a sticky note. You like her because she does not have as many mounts as you. Oh. She secretly has an account. It's got everything. She's actually Rex Troy. I'm going very slowly to the Suffusion Camp. I seem to keep doing world quests in the meantime. I don't know why they're more satisfying to do than regular quests. They're certainly not more efficient. Something about them just feels kind of fun. Plus, I'm getting, I think I'm going to have plenty of Whelpling Crest by the time I get leveled up. I'm kind of curious to gear this character through, like, outdoor gear, you know? Like, I may eventually want to put her into group content, but maybe I won't. I don't know. And the idea of, you know, getting this adventure and this explorer and this veteran gear, and then, like, putting her flight stones and stuff into it and seeing how good I can make her gear while actually having, you know, assaults give me usable stuff. And I think it sounds kind of fun. So I'm excited to try and see what it's like for the outdoor player at endgame. Because as a raider and as a Mythic Plus player, gearing has been good this season, but it's also a little bit straightforward. It's very much do your keys and then upgrade your gear. You get your gear and keys, you get your crescent keys, you upgrade your stuff. Maybe you get a thing crafted if you're feeling ambitious. I did have all the snail pets. I needed to level one of them. One of them was randomly level 15, so I had to go buy an upgrade stone or two to get them finished, like to 25, but I had all of them already. Most of them were already leveled. How many else have I got through the Dragon Isles? I have 4 level 70s. I have 4 70s. This will be... And then I have 2 characters that are kind of in the middle. This one is 64. I have 2 level 64s. So this one and then a shaman. I have a bunch more that would need it. But I tend to get stuck going 60 to 70 because... I don't know. There's just too many things to craft on my main. And I get... I end up doing this every time I log on to level. I don't level in a big hurry because all I do is I run around and I gather. And I mean, it's fun posting all the auctions at the end of the day. That's good, but it's hard to not just stop and pick everything. And I guess you don't have to. You know, you can stop and pick everything. It'll give you some experience. It'll be something. It's a non-zero amount of XP. Plus she's getting her herb skill up. She can get 108 gold just from vendoring that thing. What am I going to do with all my gold? Kitty, what should we spend our gold on? Kitty, what would we spend money on if we were really, really, really rich? What's that? Lakefront? Oceanfront? Nah. You don't want to be in the way of the tsunami. Toys? Milk? Cookies? Hearthstone BG pass. It's a bit of a chicken and egg thing. I think if I get the Hearthstone BG pass, it costs me more than just the 30 or whatever Canadian dollars they want for it. Pie. BMA kind of lost its appeal. They murdered the BMA for me when they started giving the TCG stuff away on Twitch. I'm fine with it. It lets me keep more gold. I'm happy to get a free thing from a Twitch drop, and I'm not saying no to extra viewers, but it definitely absolutely ended my interest in shopping on the BMA. I'm sure they'll add more gold sinks eventually, and right now I'm kind of having fun in making gold just for the sake of making it. I'm enjoying working towards milestones of like, I want to have 5 million gold. Maybe then I'll want to have 6 million gold. I don't know. I find myself getting impatient when I've only made like 100k and I'm like, well, that's not a million gold, and then I have to remember that that I didn't used to make 1 million gold all the time, and that 100k is actually, you know, not nothing. Anyone playing Hearthstone anymore? I tend to play Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Not all the time, but in waves. I get... Hearthstone Battlegrounds is one of my easy dopamine fixes. It's one of the things that I can just put on and do just to keep my yappy brain quiet. The auto chess mode. I don't play regular Hearthstone where you're deck building, or haven't done that in years and years, but I like Battlegrounds. I don't really know what's going on with Battlegrounds in the new season, though. I've been trying to not play them because I tend to play them to the detriment of other things. I tend to avoid my problems and my feelings by using games like Battlegrounds, so I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to not immediately jump to that, but it's hard because sometimes when you quit one habit that you've been using to avoid your feelings, you just end up with a new habit. Okay. Yes. Okie dokie. I like dragon races. I didn't think I would like dragon races. I thought dragon races would make me super motion sick. I am prone to motion sickness, but for whatever reason, with my settings all set up the way I like them, dragon races, not a big problem. I wouldn't do them all day, but I can knock out a world quest or two with no troubles. This is a nice easy one. Not too many trees. There's one in Feldrazus that makes me want to do anything else. And there's plenty of things that I don't like doing. Okay. Is it feast time soon, or did I miss it? I might have missed it. Should I do Arcantus? Get 10,000 experience for that. I must have a team save for it. I must have. Because I did them for something or another. I must have a team saved. What are we saying? Do we have add-ons? We want a rematch and pet battle scripts. Two minutes on feast? Oh, excellent. Hi. I appreciate Kitty being here to help amp up the glam factor. Whew. When I was taking off my makeup yesterday, I had put on eyeliner and mascara. And I accidentally, when I was taking off my makeup, I got my makeup remover in my eyes and it stung. So today I'm protesting by not wearing any. Although I've got some eyebrow pencil on, but I'm being the ultimate comfy today. When I was a teenager, I never noticed wearing makeup being uncomfortable. Maybe I was just paying less attention back then. Or maybe I'm more sensitive to it now when I'm older. That's a thing that can happen, I think. Am I okay? Am I gonna be alright? I don't think I'm gonna be okay. I don't think that strategy works. Do I have a different one? What is this called? Mini Mana Fiend Melee. That's the magic team. Maybe I should try the Dragonkin team. That might go more reasonably. Oh, I think you died, bro. Super heavy goth eyeliner look. Yeah. I never really liked... I didn't spend a lot of time doing... do I not have a script for this? I didn't spend a lot of time doing... under eye eyeliner because I never liked the way that looked on me. I would sometimes line my waterline with a pencil, but I discovered liquid eyeliner at the age of probably 14, which was right around when I was allowed to start wearing makeup. And I would wear it every day without fail until I was probably like 26. I was so attached to my liquid eyeliner that it was the first thing that my friends brought to me. I had a short hospital stay once when I was a teenager, and my friends trying to cheer me up were like, "Here's your eyeliner. Now you can feel like you." I liked the dark dramatic makeup at the time. Not having it on felt worse, if that makes sense. Yeah. I also didn't really discover foundation until my 20s. I remember being a teenager and like a kid and thinking the whole point of makeup is fun colors. Why would you put face colored makeup on your face? And I think that's partly the arrogance of youth and not having like just a decent complexion, and partly just, I don't know, not having tried yet. But when I was a teenager, I would wear like, you know, eyeliner and maybe mascara and maybe like a lip thing or like an eyeshadow, but foundation, concealer, ew, that's boring. That's no fun. That's not interesting. And sometimes that can be like the uncomfortable part, is if you feel like you've got a layer on your face that's like not super breathable. Never understood foundation ever. I get it now, in that I like a nice sheer foundation that just kind of evens out my complexion. I think I look nice with it. But I've calmed down to the point where I don't have to do it all the time. I'm not wearing any today. And I feel all right. Also, I'm also cheating because for whatever reason, my skin is much nicer now than it was 2 years ago. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything better. I think it's just hormones and getting older and being in a different stage of my life physically, but I don't break out nearly as much as I used to. So I can kind of, you know, like for 10 years, I would wear a lot of face makeup because I would have huge blemishes and cysts and pimples, and then of course I would pick at them because I'm neurotic, and it was just a huge mess. So you would put on like a big layer of paint to kind of cover that up and even it out some. And I'm just lucky in that my body decided that it still hates me, but it's going to let off the skin for a while. What is foundation? Foundation is something that you put all over your face on your skin, and sometimes on your neck, that is supposed to even out the color. You get something that matches the average color of your skin, in theory. And then you put it all over so that you don't have so much contrast and change. And sometimes what people will do is they'll put foundation all over. And then they get, what is it called? Contouring, where you get lighter and darker shades. So you'll literally see people, and there's people that are really good at this. They will completely make their entire face the same shade. And then they will go in with the other colors, and they'll basically paint a new face on top of their existing face that has like maybe a different shape, or maybe it's just more even or consistent or whatever. It's magic. I never got the hang of contouring. I will put highlighter on because it's shiny and it's easy, but I never contoured because I just didn't have that kind of magic. I did not have that kind of power. It also seemed like a lot of work to pretty much take off your face and then put on a new one. But to each their own. Makeup's a very personal thing. I haven't tried a BB cream. I like my regular moisturizer though. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of what I already use. And usually whenever people recommend things, they're like expensive or very personal. You know, skincare is also something that's very personal. So I feel like if you find something that works for you, bless your lucky stars and just use that. Why not just contour the skin that you have? I mean, you might have different amounts of like redness or splotches that you don't want to show in your finished face. You might have dark circles under your eyes. People will put an extra layer of a stronger foundation called concealer under their eyes and over like any blemishes to kind of help even it out. It's pretty normal to have different coloration on your face, but part of the made up look is to have less of it because it just naturally looks like glowier or healthier or whatever to the human eye if you're not paying attention. It can be fun, but it can be less fun if you start to feel like you have to. But yeah, I'm just lucky that my skin's kind of mostly calmed down. I am going here. Sarkareth guide when it's finished. It's started. It's not finished. It'll be done at some point. Traditionally, the last guide takes me a while. I'm blessed with the absolute indifference to how I look. It can't be overstated how much time and energy and money that can save you. I have lots of things in my life that I am worried about and that are stressful, but sometimes I am really grateful that things that used to worry me and stress me out and feel like they needed dire solutions don't bother me as much anymore. There's some nice things about getting older. There's stuff that doesn't feel as important, which is good because then there's new stuff that's more important. Like, you know, Hazel wants a house. Hazel wants a house with a sunny spot where she can grow peppers and tomatoes. And then I want some place that I can garden in the ground, and I want to grow potatoes and beets and carrots. And then I want some fruit. I want to do blackberries and, well, raspberries and strawberries and maybe blackberries. And then if it has fruit trees, I'm living. Some properties will have apple trees. And then I need a place to plant my trees. I have some little fig trees. I have some maple trees. I have this horse chestnut that a squirrel planted that I'm apparently raising. I want to plant all my trees. And it's expensive. And an orchard. And a pond. And what else? The pond's optional. The pond's honestly not necessary, but... And also, the pond's probably a bad idea. The pond is probably more work than it's worth. But if a property came with a pond, I don't think I would remove the pond right away. I would make my mistake. I would need to learn to hate the pond before I get rid of the pond. Maybe I would like the pond. Who knows? Who's to say? How's baby nephew doing? He's good. He is a year. He's awesome. He's doing real good. I swear that kid's gonna be like 6'6". I know that kids grow at different rates. But he's got tall genes, and he is very large, very tall for his age. He's a long baby. What are we doing? There's insects to kill. Does he look like Anne Hathaway's baby? He looks like baby. He's cute. Oh, my dragon's hungry. Giant boy. Whoa, whoa. The green ones are good, I think. The green ones, I think, give me vigor back. Yeah, they do. Okay. That's what I didn't do before. This is a little much for me. Nephew was a chonker as a baby. Now almost my height, 5'7". My neighbor could get a garden pond, I'd be panicking. Yeah. Oh, packing. Not panicking, packing. Yeah. Yeah, mosquitoes can be a problem. We don't get too many of them in the city, which is weird. I didn't know that, actually. But growing up in any more rural areas, mosquitoes, you can just get eaten alive. You would go camping and you would have a great time, but unless you covered yourself in the most toxic spray you could find, you would come back with like 92 mosquito bites all over your body. You get the calamine lotion out. Ugh. Okay. And then, of course, it would be totally unfair in that one person on the trip would just be like the yummy one. And then they would get all of the mosquito bites and somebody else would be like, oh man, I got 2. They're really itchy. And you'd just be staring at them like, I don't want to hear a word out of you. Okay, what do I do with the Suffusion Camp that would be valuable for my alt? Is this a lot of experience? That looks like a lot of experience. Is this good leveling? Should I be worrying about this? I've got a couple of quests. I'm gonna hide those ones. Oh, the feast. The feast. Here, I'll come back. I'm gonna make sure I have the Antonidas flight points so I can get back up here, but I'm gonna go do the feast because I need that for my weekly. That's not gonna give me any experience, but it'll give me reputation. Well, actually, the feast might give experience, but the weekly quest doesn't. I was that child. I'm a mosquito delicacy. Yeah. I feel like it was me, but I don't remember 100%. Okay. Old wives' tales that bugs hate the taste of capsaicin. Everybody had like their own special techniques and methods and tips and hacks and whatever for like not getting bug bites. I feel like those citronella candles did nothing. I'm sure there is some science or research behind them. Am I sure of that? I don't know. I didn't look it up. But everybody used them and they were useless. Maybe they just weren't right. Everyone had them and they didn't do anything. Maybe I was just too delicious and the mosquitoes were just willing to brave it. Like a half-foot radius, they barely work. Yeah. You guys grew up around people that had like the big scary bug zappers? Those would, they made such loud noises. They would fry, like every now and then like a really big bug would fly into it and then you would get the really loud zapping sound. But then there would be like a sizzling sound as the thing like fries. It was awkward. We're making sure that we are souping. I want to make sure I get the flight path. Is there no flight master here right now? I thought it was usually like right over here. Oh. Anyway, Canuck, tell me what to do. Is this quest going to give me any... Catch some grungles, you betcha. Yes, chef. Do I have fishing? I must, because I think I learned it actually in, I think I learned it in my starting area. I do kind of miss my starting area. I really had fun in Ammon Vale. And Blood Mistyle and Azure Mistyle. I miss questing for Magat there. I suppose I could do that again. Fried bumblebees with those zappers. Oh, some smoke. World quest event completed. a lot in there that technically counts as world quests. Huh, interesting. Do you ever just eat honey right out of the jar? No. Often, I'll get honey in a squeeze bottle because it's cheaper that way, and I'm really cheap. And then I'll keep it in my cupboard too long, and it'll get really hard. And then I used to microwave them for a bit, but this isn't a problem that happens to me very often. So now I just massage the jar of honey until it decides it likes me again. There's the Flight Master. And, I swear it's split. I think it's separated. Did I not buy the milk? I thought I bought the milk. I meant to buy the milk. Have not had honey off the comb. My mind was broken because I was watching British Bake Off and somebody was like, here's how you make honeycomb. And I'm like, I thought that when you got honeycomb, that it was from the bees. I thought you made honeycomb by being a bee. But apparently there's a thing where you like heat up honey and you like bubble it out onto like a sheet and then it like sets and whatever. That was news to me. I thought that when you had honeycomb on a dessert, it was like actual honeycomb. Maybe sometimes it is. I don't know. Am I fishing IRL? Please tell more. Fished a lot with my grandparents as a kid. Really miss it. It's just as fun. It's more fun than I remember it because I also fished as a kid. But my least favorite part of fishing with a kid, especially if you're with adults and you're using their stuff, is they get mad if you break any of their equipment or lose any of their equipment. And that's not fun when you're a child. So as an adult, I bought all my stuff. So if I lose a lure or my reel falls into the lake or whatever, what's happening here? What do they want me to do? Get meat from the enormous thresher. Oh, this one. Then I don't have to get mad at myself. And I get to pick like where I want to fish and what I want to try. And I get to, learn all the knots and tie all my own rigs. And it's very fun and it's very like satisfying to be able to do something like that on your own. You watch a video on how to fillet a fish or whatever. And, you make something happen for yourself. Did I not get any meat? All right. Well, somebody did. That's good. I went rock fishing for the first time this past Monday, which was new to me. And it was really, really fun. It was very hot outside. The weather was very, very hot. I should have brought more water, but it was a beautiful trip. How many rocks did I catch? I broke two. Well, I had one. I got stuck once. And I was trying to break it off because if I can't, like, usually you can kind of bounce over the rocks or like get unstuck, but sometimes it's just really stuck and you just got to break it. And you're hoping you break it as close to the line as possible, the bottom as possible, so you're not leaving a bunch of stuff in the ocean. And I was pulling it in, and I think I was using line that was way too strong. For whatever reason, we bought 20-pound test for our leader. I have 20-pound test fluorocarbon leader. And that's pretty strong for the fish. I mean, I guess I thought I was going to catch a lingcod or something, but that's pretty beefy line. And I bent the jig head completely straight before the leader broke. I was very proud of myself because I had tied the union knot attaching the leader. I used to attach, when I'm freshwater fishing, I'll usually use a swivel to attach my leader to my main line. I use braid for main line and then fluorocarbon for my leader, and I usually just tie them with a swivel and 2 fisherman's knots. But this time, I didn't have any extra swivels and I didn't really want to use them. So I just looked up how to do a union knot, and I did that between the braid and the leader. And it must have been a real good knot because my jig head straightened before my knot broke. I would have preferred to not get stuck, but I was glad my knot held up. Let's flight path up to the higher area here. Also, open that. No flavor pocket, but we got a feast recipe. That's something I would have killed for in the first week of the expansion. Probably not going to play much D4. I don't think I'm going to try. I'm not buying it. I don't think I'm too cheap. Grandpa got mad at me for making his lure get stuck in the lake. What I have come to understand is that stuff is going to get stuck. And that you can learn different techniques for getting it unstuck. As you practice, especially if you have good line, you can practice basically, especially when you're fishing the bottom and you're fishing in hardscape where the structures where fish like to live, you're going to get stuck. So I found that switching to braid helped a lot because it helps me feel more accurately whether or not I have a fish or whether I've just hit a rock, so I can kind of like bounce and jiggle it up and over stuff as opposed to just getting it set in the rock. But sometimes you're just going to get stuck. It happens. There's really no... I don't know anybody that doesn't get stuck even a little bit. What species of fish can you catch where you live? I live on southern Vancouver Island, and there is so many different things you can fish for. When I'm fishing in lakes, I'm usually targeting rainbow trout. I will also sometimes catch smallmouth bass, which are very fun to catch. I don't keep them to eat anymore, although they are pretty tasty if you get a big enough one. They've got like a nice firm white fish, but smallmouth bass and then these pumpkin seed sunfish are very pretty. They're bait thieves. They love worms. So if you're fishing with worms, you're going to end up with a lot of pumpkin seeds. But I'm usually looking for trout, for rainbow trout specifically. And then in saltwater, which I just started doing, depending on where you are, you can catch a lot of stuff, even just from shore, because I don't have a boat. And I haven't been brave enough or spendy enough to commission a fishing charter yet. So I'm fishing from the shore. I was targeting rockfish. I caught a copper rockfish, and that's the one that I retained last time I went out. But you can also, if you're real lucky or really good or something, you can get lingcod, you can get salmon, different types of salmon. I mean, honestly, if you have a boat, you can catch all kinds of stuff. You can get halibut here. People fish for all kinds of stuff. I'm pretty new to the ocean thing. The first time I did ocean fishing, I actually ended up going surf fishing by accident because I thought it was a rock fishing spot and all there was beach. So I went surf fishing last fall and I caught a surf perch, which was very exciting because I didn't think I was going to get anything at all. It was a little red surf perch. What am I doing? Return the mammoth to safety. Where is safe? That way. Terrorist attack it. Okay. Yeah, this way, I suppose. High value, tasty fish. It's definitely a learning curve. And it's definitely a lot of practice, but I am so happy. It's so beautiful here, and you see so many cool things just while you're fishing, even when you're not catching stuff, that I am thrilled to just go hang out by the water for a whole day. I am happy to spend a day at the beach, either at a lake or at the ocean or whatever. So you're going to see eagles, you're going to see ravens, you're going to see different types of water birds. I saw a little sandpiper looking thing. It was so cute. At the ocean, we had otters, we had seals, sea cucumbers and starfish, and then I don't think it's going to happen every time. There's no way it would happen every time, but on my first beach trip of the year, I saw orcas, I saw whales. That's never happening again, I don't think. I don't think I can expect that every time, but like 100% of the times that I've been fishing so far this year, I've seen whales. Therefore, you're guaranteed to see whales, yes? I got some suffused grips. Those are $266. And actually, that's not an heirloom slot, so I can put that on. I've never run into anybody from alone, no. Smallmouth are awesome to fish. They're 10-inch. They fight like they're 20. They're so angry. They're quite fun. I always put them back now. I don't keep them anymore. And every time I've ever put one back, they like to make they'll swim back up and then splash just to get me wet before they leave because they're mad. Yeah, not so much with the fishing for whales. We like the whales. The whales feel like I've been blessed by a benevolent ocean spirit, mostly because they're not hunting for me. Less benevolent if you're a seal. What am I doing? Fires. Sure. Alone's a reality TV show where survivalist type people go starve in the woods to win money. And sometimes they build boats. I've seen all of it. I like that show quite a bit. I don't run into that many people when I'm out. Western Canada, among my favorite places to exist. It's so expensive to live here, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. You watch fishing videos on YouTube and you see people in different parts of the world fish, and there are lots of beautiful places in the world to go spend time by the water, but there's just something extra special and magical about here. And there's so many different types of places that are all so close together. This is the place to be. All right. I feel like I'm getting some experience from this. I don't need that. I'm getting some reputation, although I'm not too fussed about it. It's not that important. We can destroy some Jarden barricades. So this isn't for experience at all. This is just for rep and then some crest fragments. So I guess you're working on your crest fragments for gearing in advance. Just kind of stocking them up ahead of time, I suppose. No, they haven't filmed Alone. And when they did film Alone on Vancouver Island, they would film on the northwestern side, which is the side of Vancouver Island that most people don't live on because it's really rough there. It is not, it's awful. It's really harsh weather there. There's a reason that most of the population centers are souther and easter than that. There are cities on the west side of the island, but like it's not, you know, it's not exactly the same thing. They have wolves up there. I've never seen a wolf. I've heard of the sea wolves. I watched the Netflix documentary, but I am unlikely to trip and fall over a sea wolf. Apparently there's cougars sometimes at the park that I was fishing at recently, but I did not see one. That would be the scariest thing I think I'm likely to run into. There's a lot of black bears, but unless you do something really stupid or you are very, very, very unlucky, you shouldn't be in too much personal danger from a black bear in the woods. They're not grizzlies. Yikes, dude. 3, thank you for the brand new sub. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Pretty unique, even compared to East Coast Maritimes. You just don't do the it should be fine. Type of bear is best? Depends on why bear. Depends on what you want the bear for. I am pro black bear because I feel like it's the safest type of bear for me to not get eaten by. I haven't actually seen one, which is surprising because there are a lot of them. This is one of the most, maybe not like Victoria, but Vancouver Island is one of the heaviest or most densely black bear populated places in the world, but I haven't come across any. Seen ads telling me there are cougars in my area too. Cougars would be much more concerning than black bear. Still not, you know, it's not like they're a scourge that's ravaging our population and just, you know, taking out thousands of people a year or anything like that. But they, if they're hungry and you look yummy enough, then they're pretty scary. Oh, it was a joke? Oh, I thought that it was actually like your Fish and Wildlife Center being like, hey, be careful on your hikes. There's cougars out here. Okay, all right. I gotcha. What's going on here? I am doing the Fyrakk Assault, the Fyrakk Assault. I'm doing the Fyrakk Assault on my leveling hunter, and we're discussing wildlife cougars. Does it give a lot of leveling experience? It's what I'm trying to find out. My answer so far is not really. Some of the quests will give you some. You get 14.5 for doing the mold and the crucible looted, but it doesn't really seem worth the time. If you wanted to get a big head start on your like whelp crest or something, but you get them readily enough at endgame. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I kind of love how it's just Frank now. Frank is, for whatever reason, the Canadian Tire house brand for like cleaning supplies. So you'll get like a Frank mop or Frank's garbage bags or Frank's, you know, dish brush. So I like to imagine that when he's not invading, you know, the Dragon Isles and burning, you know, the Niffen to a cinder, he's marketing his kitchen sponges. Frank's buffalo wing sauce. That's another good one. That is true. Do I have the stuff? I really don't like these much. I don't know the best way to get the thingies that you turn into the thingy to loot the thingy. You're supposed to combine, you need 3 ever-burning keys. And then you need some, I don't know, stuff. I'm in the stage of it where I hate it because I don't understand it. That's pretty much where I'm at. So there's a thing. Oh yeah, and then you need to loot this, but you can't loot it until you get 5 wards of Frank. And I only have 4 wards of, well, I have wards of, And it's gonna make a boss. I don't know. I got nothing. 2 different ones. Just any mobs? This seems like it might be the boss. I think I might have been happier with it if it had just been like a handful of quests. Something, I mean, it's not that it's impossible to understand, but it feels a little bit like it's different parts for the sake of having different parts. Hello, you coming back? Welcome back. So we're making him really mad. We got 2 keys. It says unique 3. Do I need 3 or do I need 2? I thought I needed 3. Oh no, I had 2. There we go. Oh no, 3. Consume 3. I don't have 3. I only have 2. Hi. There's a rare. That might be good. Perhaps. The gems you get to summon elites that drop the other gems. Those gems to summon the forecaster and he drops keys. Yeah, this is too much for me. I'm too paper brain for this. I can handle Mythic Plus. This seems unreasonable. The yellows turned into purples, the purples turn into keys, but you can just get keys as well. Or maybe I'm just other people are turning the things in and then I'm benefiting from that. So I turn that. Wait, to extract from a suffusion crucible. I don't know. I have... I don't know. I just killed this guy and I'm killing him again. I don't know for what. Yeah. It just seems like a bunch of words in a blender. Do the thing. Click the stuff. Are they fun? Do we get excited about doing this ever? I guess I didn't really get excited about Storm's Fury. I finally got 3 keys, so that seems like something's happened. I think we can open this now. What's going to be in this is unclear to me. That just gave me some stuff that I can't wear until level 70. I did get some, I got some Drake cosmetics though, so there's one thing. Green and bronze armor for the Slither Drake. I might actually use that. Fyrakk is coming, so he's on his way. Suffusion Crucible. So... And then I've heard that I can get fried for an achievement. Sounds true. A manuscript. Got a piece of explorer gear. Yeah, I guess at least I'll have a few things to work on. Hey, we did something. And then I got blue ones. Yep. I am grumpy about it. For no good reason, aside from the fact that it makes me feel a little bit dumb. That's okay. So he's mad, right? He's like coming. He will send a greater. So there's gonna be a mini boss there. Or maybe there already is and I'm just missing it because I'm too busy talking to this rampant shadow flame. I'm glad I got an armor manuscript. That seems like a pretty impactful one. It seems more interesting than just getting like some jaw thorns or something. So that guy dropped me a gear award. Okay. Fyrakk Garage is still 0 of 1. I'm killing Algrin many times. I guess this is the kind of thing that you do in a, I only have 1 of those, yeah. This is the kind of thing I guess you must do in... Because that's the thing that's going to give me 14.5k, but I don't think it's worth it. You do this in a group, I suppose. There's a large mini-boss coming. When? All I got was a hair color. I must have gotten lucky. Oh, I see him. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I feel like I'm at a theme park and I'm like, how did they put the dragon up in the sky? How did they do that? That's neat. We're all gonna die, etc., etc. Here he comes. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna prevent the next patch. I like him. Burn me! Burn me! He doesn't want to do it. Alright, you're not Frank, but you're Frank's assistant, I suppose. "4:30 a.m. Catch the bot, have fun. Have a good night. Get some sleep. It's very late." It's looking like a— oh no, my stacks. It's looking like a bright sunshiny day here. What would I do if I could do anything? I want to find a little— I need to go try some more florists and plant shops in town. I want to find a little arrangement, a lucky bamboo, to just have in my office. I used to have one, and I've just decided that I miss it. I want another one. And all I've been able to find are huge, like 10-inch, foot-long sticks of it. And I want just like one of the little ones, you know? Or like the normal sized ones. But the grocery stores are all filled with like orchids right now. They don't seem to have what I'm looking for. So I just gotta keep— I mean, the smart thing to do would be to call places and ask around, but that doesn't sound like me. So I'm just gonna explore, I think. Hey, maybe not today though. We got keys to do. Maybe Canadian Tire? Yeah, maybe. I know for a fact that they have the big ones. I don't know if they're gonna have the little ones, but it's worth looking next time I'm there. Oh, ow, ooh, owie. How do I feel about the final boss? Good fight. From the story perspective, does not seem epic enough. I think that's a fair argument to make. I agree that it's a good fight. It may or may not be epic enough. I guess I don't really care. You could have me fight like a big old bunny and it could be like, hey, I'm Thug Bunny. And then we would all band together to defeat Thug Bunny and I would be perfectly happy. It's just not something that I'm really wired into as a gamer. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of plant shops in Victoria. There's some really good ones downtown. And actually out in different neighborhoods too. But the handful that I tried last time I went and looking, they only had the big sticks of bamboo as well. They didn't have the little arrangements. Thug Bunny's my Final Fantasy 14 character. Oh, Thug's Bunny, gotcha. Make a guild called Thug Bunny. End boss cinematic really short this time. The end boss cinematic cracked me up because it's basically just the boss being like, oh no, I died. Oops. There's like, it's just hilarious to me that you kill him and and you get this cinematic and you're like, oh, something's happening. Story development. And then you zoom in on him and he's like, ow. I loved it, but that's because I thought that was just extremely funny. So we got a quest, we got a thing to turn in. That's going to give us, oh, that's lots of experience actually. Doing the disciple gives you loads of XP. 72k is a pretty good amount. Look at this. We're 87% through 64. I bet this levels me. It did level me. So now I'm level 65. That's nice. If you can like sneak in at the end of the assault and just do the boss, then that seems like it would be good. But all the beginning parts, especially this, absolutely not. Under no circumstances. But you get lots of fragments and stuff just to store them up for later. And I've got like some 411 shoulders that I can put on when I'm level 70. Well, heck, I gotta go back. All right, well, I don't think I'm gonna bother finishing this, honestly. I got through one stage of it, and then there was like more, and I'm done enough. We're gonna let that one go. But we can do... That seems pretty reasonable. How do you get the big bags? I bought my big bags. These are Wilder cloth bags, which is Dragonflight tailoring bags. I just bought them on the auction house. These ones are pretty affordable. But as good as being on a flight path over a hunt, getting a hunt bag. Our hunt's worth a lot of experience. My pet. Need to look through the auction house. Yeah. If you haven't already, definitely get a reagent bag as well. You can go into the container section. So you can, and then you can sort by slot size. So I just sorted by slot size, then I found like the cheapest of the regular bags. So yeah, that's 70 gold per on North America. I don't know what it is in the EU. It would be 1900 if you wanted a 34 slot. But then you have one reagent bag slot, and you can get 32 or 36 slots for those two, which comes in handy when you have a whole bunch of profession gear in your bags. Hunt's not good XP? Okay. We did our Nighthold runs already. We did those. Those are complete. We did not get any mounts, but I got a little transmog. We made the memories. We had some friends, some fun. Our bags are realm specific. Oh, that's a good thing to know. I'm so sorry. Maybe there are different prices in different realms then. 70 seems like a pretty good amount. Tier list video about dungeons and raids. I don't have anything like that planned. I do not. I'm sure you're right. Shall we get some crabs? I actually am pretty pleased with my... We're up 2 levels-ish. I know I started a ways through 63, but it's not nothing. I just gotta keep chipping away at it. I'm actually excited to see how much gold I can make when I post all this stuff up. I know it's not a ton, and a lot of it's like copper quality, but, you know, we got some rousing order. Got a little draconium ore, a little Kazgrite ore. That's worth something. Chance of a timely Sarkareth guide. It depends on what we define as timely. I don't want to make promises I can't keep. Oh, I have a talent point. Do I want any of these? I want something passive because I'm lazy. Cobra shot gives you free kill commands. I don't know if focus is the problem with my kill commands though. Let's do barb shot damage. I was very loosely following like an existing guide for BM talent points. Nah, I never made that command. It felt too dismissive. I don't want to be snarky or rude to people that are just interested in watching my content. I'm very flattered that anybody wants to see them, and it does suck that they're not done in a sooner time frame. It's it is what it is. Okay. Crabs are good. I love this quiver. I'm so glad that I sprung for it on the trading post last time. I froze it because I didn't have enough tender to buy it within its week because I bought like the magma, not the magma, I bought the violet cloud serpent, but then I froze it and I went back and I spent the 600 tender on it. I'm so glad I did. It's so cool. Enjoy the Sarkareth fight. He is no Denathrius. I like him better than I like Sarkareth better than... You're right that he's not Denathrius. I like him better than I think the other... Jailer was fine. Jailer was kind of cool. Jailer was cinematic. Sylvanas can bite me. I like that it's not that long. I like that it's not that long. It's much more fun for me to progress in a fight where you can kind of get back to the point you were working on within a few minutes and not within like 10. So I'm a big fan of it being a final fight and having different phases and having a lot going on and taking some progression without necessarily being just like ages worth of doing stuff. Not surprise me if many people like when you're snarky. It's possible, but I would hate to hurt somebody's feelings or make them feel dismissed, especially if they were just, you know, asking a genuine, honest question. It's not fun to be the person that's getting dunked on in a stream, and I don't want to do that to people if I can avoid it. Can't always be avoided because people are people, and you know, streamers are human and they'll react sometimes, but it's not something to strive or aim for, I think. See you later, kitty cat. We'll be done soon. It's quarter to noon. We can go turn in the 80 the Accord. That'll be something. Sylph was a pain, but I liked it because it was her and I love her. I could have done without phase 2. Phase 1 was cool, and phase 3 was cool. I could have done without phase 2. That would have dramatically improved the fight, in my estimation, if you would just take the beginning, take the end. I don't think I need to keep like these 276 things, but I should probably hang on to, you know, like this 4 of 8 veteran gear. I think that's going to be kind of handy. Even just the 1 of 8 veteran gear. That's going to be nice. I've got Shadow Flame Crest, which are good. We've got some petals we can learn. I'll keep the wards just in case I can get away with using those next time. Those are old gloves. I like having my heirloom scale now. I feel like this character still does reasonable damage, even though sometimes she has slots that get kind of outdated. Sorry, Lucky Duck, I already have one of you. I guess I gotta get my cooking up if I want to learn that feast. No, I don't need to. I have that recipe already. On my main. I made some of it, or I can vendor it. Don't look. Don't look. We'll keep the Explorer Blaster as well. Lucky Duck destroyed. Would I be successful if I streamed something other than WoW? Not at first. Not at first. I think that a big part of being a successful streamer is just kind of building up familiarity and name recognition. And I've spent 10 years doing that in WoW, and I've spent no years doing that anywhere else. So as charming and delightful as I am, I think that it would be an uphill battle to jump into another category and expect to earn a living. I think that would be a bit difficult. If I just wanted to do it just to do it, then that's fine, but we used to do variety streams. We used to stream other stuff sometimes. It's never going to be as strong as the WoW stream, though. Kira's a chatty catty today. I think she wants to spend some quality time. I think she wants to hang out at home today. It's the most popular video on my channel. Yeah, that's true. But that's an algorithm thing. That doesn't translate into streaming success. I've made other Animal Crossing videos, and I've done Animal Crossing streams that didn't achieve a fraction of that because that just happened to go viral. This one. Yeah, and I like WoW. I'm comfy with WoW. It's not to say that I'll never do anything different, but I don't feel a need to mess with it as long as it's working. It's a good gig. It's a good gig to stumble into. I like selling things. Am I going to be rich? Anybody want to buy my exceptional pelt? Or my aerated mana potion for 1 gold? Cool. Yeah. What can I buy with this gold? I've been selling the things that I gather while I'm leveling on her, and then I've been checking to see if I can buy any usable transmog that I haven't learned yet. And sometimes I get lucky and I find something like that that is just well below sort of quote-unquote market value. Basically people posting the same way that I post, which is that I don't want this thing. Does anybody want it? 25 gold. Basically, I just want a little more than vendor plus the auction house deposit. If Blizzard cancels WoW, I'm going to have to find something else to do. People lose jobs. People change jobs. It happens. The best you can do is your best to build up some skills. Don't spend all your money. Have some savings. Just try to buy yourself some time to do something else eventually if it comes to that. But so far, people have been asking me that for a long time, and it hasn't fallen out yet. It could, but I think that content creation is more stable than people originally thought it was going to be. I think making it 10 years in the first place is pretty good. I forget what I'm wearing. I'm wearing an heirloom, right? There it is. Are any of these cool? I got a little red chain vest. We got one of those. We got one of those. Yeah, all right. I guess I see why I don't have them yet. Who runs Bartertown? This feels like a trick. Is it Ponzo? Don't get the deposit back. You get the deposit back if you sell the item. If you do not sell the item, then you're out of luck. And sometimes you post mog and nobody buys it. Do I think I'll buy Ponzo's hat? I don't know if I like Ponzo's hat. If I bought Ponzo's hat and then it made Ponzo not wear his hat because I had bought his hat off his head, therefore depriving Ponzo of his hat, now we're talking. If I can't make Ponzo look bald, then I don't know if I'm having fun. I don't know if I want the hat for its own sake. Oh, it's a Mad Max 3 reference. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Are there any weapons I can buy? These things always scare me because they show up as things that you haven't collected, but you can't actually mog them as far as I know. I do buy grays sometimes if they're cheap. You know, you can get 25 gold just from vendoring a thing that you just happen to pick up. So if I can learn an appearance for that, I will. Best skill to know and acquire for content creation. Oh, there's a bunch of them and they're all kind of important. I think that your number one skill, and you're going to need other ones and they'll have to follow, but you got to be able to figure out what people want to watch. Market research. Basically, and the nice thing is it can kind of come from watching a lot of content, but figuring out what the common denominators are of very popular content and how you can do it in a way that feels unique to you and not like you're just straight up, you know, ripping off something that's existing, but figure out why people click on the things that they're clicking on is, because if you can't do that, it doesn't matter how good you are at writing and voice acting and editing and anything else. If you can't get people to click on it, then you're never going to get anybody to watch it. So there's lots of important skills, but that one's kind of a bottleneck. Make my dwarf hunter a Yosemite Sam mog with that hat. Any shows that I'm watching? I'm rewatching The Great British Bake Off. I'm rewatching the British Baking Show. I'm in season 2 because I've gone back to the very beginning. And it just makes me want to bake things, is where I'm at. I also heard there's a new season of Queer Eye that I'm saving for when I'm ready to cry. Which it's not usually, but sometimes it's good for you. I don't think I've seen the James Acaster Bake Off. I'm sure he just loses his marbles. I watched him in Taskmaster, and he spent most of it losing his marbles. It was funny, but it's not my favorite style of humor. Whenever I can't tell if people are really angry or not, it just makes me really uncomfortable. I'm not a big fan of rage as a humor mechanism. I'm doing this. How's the bag so tidy? That's just a null. Wait till you see my mains bags. They're awful. Working through Veer, my favorite British mystery show. Yeah, that must be Celebrity Bake Off. I haven't seen that. I'm sure I'll get to it eventually. I'm just enjoying Mel's 2000s fashions, floral blazers and the haircut and everything. Got 256k there. And you know what? These bags are actually about as clean as I've gotten them. I got rid of a bunch of gear options I knew I wasn't going to wear, so I'm carrying around an extra amulet, teleport cloak, a couple extra trinkets. There's my key. There's a Get out of here. I don't want it. There's my big slick. Barter boulders. Coins. I don't want it. Some pet charms. Barter stuff. Barter bricks. Barter boulders. My Scaravault keys. Can't get rid of those. I still got to keep looking for my last book. I've got 2 different types of water. I've got some self food. I need to get rid of these finesse files. I don't use them. But I feel like I should use them to get rid of them because they're soulbound. They don't even vendor for very much. 4 mil? 4 mil. Almost. 3.929. But we do have... Here, I'll reset all of this again. I'm worth about 4.2 mil-ish. I'm worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.2 mil. I'm trying to get to 5. 5 would be great. 5 would be fun. 5 would be cool. It would be neat. Like 11 free slots in Season 2. I'm trying to stay on top of it just so that my bags don't upset me quite so badly. And it's easier to get rid of stuff from at the end of the day when you know which things you're keeping. I'm going to stick that liquid courage back in my bank. I don't need to carry that around. I don't need to carry this around. We can sell that. Get rid of a bunch of this stuff. I have 20 Drake's crests, 5 Whelp crests, a bunch of extra fragments. It's the worm crests I need. I don't have any extra worm crests right now. I need another couple keys worth of those, and then I'm plenty of aspects crests I could farm. Shall I chuck that? Yeah, let's send that. Pretty happy with that. So we've got 11k coming in. Gold cap would be neat. What's that, 10 mil? I guess maybe one day. I'm going to try and work on it 1 mil at a time, though. My net worth. Oh, no, in real life, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, if I was worth 5 mil, I would be streaming from a log palace. No, not a log palace. Even if I was rich, I wouldn't want a huge house because can you imagine the heating bills? And I know, like, you're rich, but you don't stay rich by heating a house that you don't need. You stay rich by getting something that's just right and then taking good care of it. And then getting a heat pump so that, you know, it's an upfront investment, but then it's more efficient. Plus, it can do cooling. I'm a bit of a heat pump fan. I don't have one, but my grandmother does, and it's a magical device. Anything else I want to craft? No, I'm probably going to actually log off before, so I can take like a nice solid lunch break before keys. Nice little decompress, turn off the screens, rest the eyes a little bit. Do you have tier from the season? What's that like? I do. I didn't for a while, and I was getting capital B bitter about it. But I got my Keystone Master, and then Keystone Master gives you a free heroic Omni token, so I used that to get shoulders, and then I used those shoulders to whine at my raid leader to pretty please give me a second piece so I could get 2-piece because I just really needed it. And lots of other people did too, but there's just a ton of people on my token. But I got some gloves, so I do have 2 set. And that'll work for a bit. Strategic whining, very nice. Oh, man. I'm usually not that... I don't know. I'm usually very live and let live about gearing. But apparently, I'm live and let live until I feel like I need my 2 set. I've just had some bad tier luck in the last couple of patches. I've had a couple of seasons where I had a very hard time getting my tier set together. It wouldn't be such a big deal if they put Catalyst out earlier, but Catalyst taking so long makes it rough. I'm just happy I have it now. I guess it only took 2 weeks. I was being a little immature. All right, I'm gonna wrap up. Tomorrow I'll be back at the same time. I might do some more leveling. I might do some more crafting. If we feel like it, we can do some solo shuffle. That's an option. I know that's everybody's favorite thing to watch. In 10.1.5, I want to make warlocks. I want to make a Draenei warlocks, but I got to get my hunter all leveled up first. Was I going to do something at noon? No, I think that was yesterday. I think yesterday I wanted to stay to do the snail elemental thing, but I'm finished with that now because I got my snail mount yesterday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a nice time and have a wonderful weekend. Appreciate your company, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.